Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Tonight is open panel debate night. Let's go. And y'all see the suit too, man. Listen, new studio, new podcast by the spirit, not by the letter. Bro, we can go verse for verse all day long.
Made over.
Doing new things are okay with understanding the reality that we are in competition with one another. But you ladies think that you're special. You are in comfort. Men are men of their word. So here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we could box. I'm about my business. So remember I said, when I ask you these questions, I will dismantle your entire argument. That's the end of the debate, my dog.
I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39.
Belly.
Yeah.
You look 39. It's okay though. That man isn't intimidated by a woman like you. He's annoyed by a woman like you. Because a man doesn't want to date another man. He wants to date a woman. All right. Welcome back to No Fugazee Podcast. We are currently live on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. As you're coming in, get the likes up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, click that bell icon so you're notified of when we go live next. So it's open panel debate night tonight. We're getting right to it. I'm not reacting to any content. We want all the smoke tonight. So all the atheists, all the feminists, all the haters, come on up. The first link is pinned in the YouTube comments. If you want to go ahead and join the stream and debate, just come right through YouTube. We're live on TikTok as well. So on TikTok, if you want to debate tonight, just request to come on up live on TikTok and I would bring you on up. On TikTok, we got 3 prompts. Women should obey their man. If you disagree, come on up. Second prompt, atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of knowledge. If you think so, come on up. Or if you disagree, come on up. Same thing. And also the third prompt, male feminists pander to women to be likable. So third day doing these same 3 prompts. We tend to have some fun on these 3 prompts. This is why I didn't switch them up. But let's get right into it. So first and foremost, let's do normal schedule programming. So what we got in the links in the description, the second link I believe is going to be for the members. If you want to become a member, subscribe to the channel and become a member. We got 3 tiers: gang, hitman, and mob ties. You join any of those tiers, you get, a lot of different special privileges and access to the channel. You get to see debates and background footage that has never been seen before. Then the other links in the YouTube description are going to be for the social media accounts. So TikTok, Facebook, X, Instagram. If you're not already following us on those other social media platforms, go ahead and click one of those links and give us a follow. All right, chat. Looks like one of my clips went viral. I gained like 5,000 followers on YouTube in one day. Looks like an old clip. Actually, the clip that went viral on Facebook recently, it was the first podcast that I ever did. I'm actually going to play it for you guys via YouTube because it's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. My first podcast that I done 3 years ago, it was a dating and relationship show. All the girls was recruited from Bumble. We didn't know how to get girls for the show. Once again, we didn't have a big old following. I think my Instagram only had like 9,000 followers on Instagram. Facebook maybe had 20,000 followers, maybe less, I think, on Facebook. So we really didn't have a way to source, girls and get them for the show, especially when it's your first podcast. How do you get the word out? So we was like, well, where do we find singles at? Oh, dating apps. That's where we find singles at. All right, well, let's just create some dating pages and, make a couple fake accounts and go ahead on there and try to get some girls for the show. And it actually worked out. We got 3 girls that came on. Let me show you this clip. This clip is of the first podcast that I've ever did. It went viral on Facebook. Got like 12 million, views on Facebook. And this particular clip was a woman named Diana where she couldn't take accountability and she ended up walking off the show. Now, mind you, this is my first podcast. I speak differently, right? So it's going to be a little funny to react to, but we're going to react to it anyway, right? Who cares? So let me go ahead and bring this up. Let me see if I can find it here. And this is random. I didn't even have this planned. But let me show you guys, if you guys don't know, how it all started. Okay, where is it at? It is... So on YouTube, it has 1.2 million. But it didn't have those many millions. I think it only had like 200K, and then it just went viral again. I see some people requesting to come on up via drop-in guest. I'm not sure what that is. Via TikTok. I'll go ahead and bring you up shortly. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see if we could do this. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Why didn't that work properly? There we go. Share my screen. You guys on TikTok, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. It's only like a 30-second clip. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring up the first debater. Anybody that wants to debate, though, just request to come on up. We got these 3 prompts in here. All right, 1 second. Looks good. All right, let's react to this.
Would you rather
because
that guy
oriented or not? Because the truth is, the person's going to stay with you based on your actions.
Yeah, Diana, but here, this is the part where accountability comes in place, because females hold the key to sex and men hold the key to commitment and marriage. You're not going to get those things that you want in a man if you don't operate in a sense of what that man wants in you.
Do.
Diana,
how
I'm
would you
straight
know?
man. Your own reality tells you that, because they're not giving you that commitment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Diana may be leaving. Are you leaving, Diana?
Diana, come on.
I was literally almost crying about this stupid piece of garbage, and now you're basically telling me that it's
Let's
my
talk
own
about
fucking
it.
fault.
It's all about taking accountability. Let's talk about it. I think I was on mute. Wait, kid, I was on mute. I was on mute. Good look, bro. Good look. Good look, man. Appreciate you, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring up these callers from TikTok. I was on mute on Facebook. TikTok, folks, I wasn't muted. They heard me. The TikTok stream heard me. But on YouTube, let's go ahead and bring up some people. So that was a video of the first clip that went viral 3 years ago, which started everything. Yeah, man, I just hated the way I spoke, but I still was dropping gems back then. I still was dropping gems. Like, imagine you do your first show and then you got a chick that walks off the show. It's like, okay, you know this is going to be successful. She just couldn't. She was like some witch lady or something like that. Some spiritual witch lady. She was a little weird. But anyways, I digress. Let's bring up some people for TikTok debates. Let's see who we got here. Once again, on TikTok, if you want to come up, just request to come up. We got 3 prompts. On YouTube, click the first link that's pinned in the YouTube comments or the first link that's pinned in the YouTube description, and I'll bring you on up for open panel debate. And again, on YouTube, folks, we can debate about anything you want. If you watch any of my content and you disagree, come on up, right? All right, I don't think that person was ready, so let's bring up the next person. All right, man. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. And get your name and age.
Boniso Zondi, 36.
Okay. And what do you want to debate about?
More like a warning, because soon black women are gonna be forced to go back to their families
It's
and their
debate night.
communities.
What do you want to debate about?
Yes.
We got 3 prompts. You see it right above me?
Women should obey their men.
Okay. Do you think that
Yes.
women shouldn't obey their men?
I think they should.
All right. Then
think
goodbye.
they
We got
should.
nothing to debate about. Remember, for the people that want to come up, you have to disagree with one of the prompts. If you agree, it isn't a debate. It's a conversation. I'm not up here to converse with you guys. I'm up here to debate you guys. It's that simple. So please have a high enough IQ to understand what a debate is. If we agree on things, how can we debate? And for the low IQ person on TikTok that said, 3 years ago, and you're still talking about the same things. Well, yeah. 3 years ago, did you watch basketball? Yeah, you watched basketball 3 years ago. And now it's 3 years later. Are you still watching the same game of basketball? You are. So it's a niche. It's a unique niche. It's a genre of content that people like, which is dating and relationship content. So obviously, if that's the niche that I'm in of talking, dating, and relationships with people, and I started that 3 years ago, of course I would still be talking about that today if I have a dating and relationship show. These guys got low IQ. Like, why do I even have to explain simple things to slow people in the comments? Not only did that, I normally don't even, give it any energy at all. But I'm like, you know what? This guy seems like an idiot. So let me just tell him what's up. Yeah, L for me for being muted. I didn't know about that, guys. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, though. It looks like we got a lot of members in here right now. We got Wit Kid. We got the Fallen One. Wit Kid, he re-signed or resubscribed to the membership for 13 months. He says, let's have a good show. Who wants the smoke? Because I got some. All right, Wit Kid got some smoke for y'all. Wit Kid did join the stream the last debate night on Tuesday, and he was cooking. So shouts out to Wit Kid. And that's also one of the privileges that you get as well. If you become a member, you get access to debate these guys that I bring up. See who else we got in here. All right, TikTok folks. So prompt 1, women should obey their man. So if a woman is in a committed relationship or a marriage with a man, she chose to be with that man, my argument is she should obey that man. Reason number 1, do women expect protection from their man? We would say that generally speaking, most women do expect the man to protect them. So how can a man protect you if you don't obey? It's like, say if, you call the cops because someone broke into your house. You need some protection. And the cop is trying to direct you out of harm's way. Well, how can the cop do that if you don't obey? So if you expect protection from an individual, you must yield to that authority and obey their commands. So that's argument number one. Argument number two for this, I guess we'll just get into that when more people come up. But we got atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of knowledge. So yeah, I think that the atheist worldview is normally a worldview of just is. They can't bridge the gap from, they can't solve the is-alt gap. So everything pretty much just is under an atheist framework. They grant themselves ethics and things of that sort, but they don't have a way to truly give an account or a clear justification for ethics and moral principles and things like that under the worldview. They just grant it to themselves. So I don't think that knowledge is possible under a worldview if everything just is, because if everything just is, then that means that everything is determined. And if it's all determined, you wouldn't have the ability to discern the true from the false. That's main argument. And then I'll run tag on a lot of people for that position as well, whoever wants to come up. Prompt number 3, male feminists pander to women to be likable. Well, this is just simple. A lot of these male feminists, some of them truly believe they've been indoctrinated by feminism. So they truly believe men and women are equal, and they're under some type of psychosis. And they think that basically men and women are interchangeable widgets. There's really nothing different about us. Besides those male feminists, which I think that's not the majority. I think the majority do know that men and women aren't equal, but they just want to pander to women to be likable for sexual options. All right, let's bring up some people, see what we got. Okay, looks like you came up, but you left. Were you scared? If you want to come up again, just request to come up via TikTok. This guy got scared. You got cold feet, man? He got cold feet. Anybody on YouTube again, though, if you want to come up and join Open Panel Debate Night, we're live right now on YouTube and Facebook as well. If you want to come up, all the folks on Facebook, just come on over to YouTube and click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments if you want to debate me tonight, and you can do so. On YouTube, just click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. TikTok, request to come on up. Let's go. All right, next caller. All right, name, age, and where you from?
Well, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, and what prompt
And the
do you
name
want to debate?
Okay. Women should obey their men.
Do you disagree?
No, I agree.
I know you don't. You from Africa. Come on, bro. Why'd you even come up? Remember, it's a debate. It's not a conversation. Nothing against you. You probably support my content and watch it. Thanks. But also no thanks, because you're not following the rules. The simple understanding of what a debate is. A debate is we would have to disagree on something. We would have to have a different perspective, a different worldview. Obviously, you think that women should obey their man. You live in Africa. Feminism can't even really survive in Africa like that. I mean, it's there. All right. It's definitely trying to make its way to, corrupt the woman's mindset and also the young males. But, in Africa, it's like you have to adhere to gender roles because, listen, it's how you going to eat? How you going to survive if you don't adhere to your biological advantages? Feminism, no, it has nothing to do with gender roles. It's more like, well, the roles are interchangeable. Women should be working. Women should be doing this. Women shouldn't listen to their man. Women should have equal rights to a man. All of these things. Yeah, so like the feminist ideology wouldn't really survive in Africa unless you guys start, picking up your economy. Feminism only, comes about in a society when it's already been built and thriving. This is why it's in all of the Western nations, because we've built up these societies and they've been thriving for a few hundred years. But anyways, let's bring up some more callers. Welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. And get your name and age.
My name is Anti. I'm 29 years old.
All right, Anti. And what do you want to debate about?
That women should obey their man.
Okay. Do you disagree?
I disagree in a sense. The main reason being is I've been a TikTok creator for quite some time. I have over 500,000 followers. I also make videos on how I think things should work in the world. And I think for women to just have to obey their man just, without any sort of context, just because, you're the provider and the caregiver, I just don't think that would make any sense. At the end of the day, I do believe when you're in a relationship that two people should have some form of equality. There are certain things that I think men should be in control of, but to say that the man should always have the final say and the woman should always obey, I just don't think that's realistic.
Okay, so when should the woman not obey?
I mean, let's just be honest. There are some men in this world that even though they're the provider, they may not always be telling you something that is right out of good faith. There are abusive men out there. There are men that, do things to, jeopardize a relationship in that sense. So I think, it should come down to, the woman's best judgment if she's willing to obey certain demands that the man asks for. Yeah, so you're coming from this and viewing it from a lens of catastrophizing, looking at the worst case scenario. So of course we can say, well, should you obey anyone if they're telling you to self-delete? Well, no, there's always going to be a reason like that. So you can always find a reason within a relationship that's bad and spoiled, right? So what I'm saying is, when I say that women should obey their man, it's under the confinements of, well, she chose that man. And if you choose a man as a woman, let me ask you this actually. Is sex for a woman, under the confinements of sex, does women normally, let's say smex, since we're on TikTok, does women normally obey their man? Yeah, I would say yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. And do you consider smex to be the most ultimate form of submission for women?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if it's the case that women are already doing the most ultimate form of submission and obeying their man under the act of sex, and a man cannot have sex with a woman unless she grants access to him to have sex with her, therefore, she's already obeying her man and doing it in the most ultimate form of submission to the man. Why wouldn't she do a lesser form of obeying and submitting, which is listening to her man?
Well, here's the thing, and you make a great point with that being the ultimate form of submission, yes. But we do, like I said, have to take into consideration those situations where maybe she does need to make her best judgment in the sense of, is that something I should obey? So yeah, maybe she's given up that biggest form of that. But like I said, it's one of those things where to say that you should just always, obey your man, no matter what.
I never said that. So now you're just like,
yeah, no, I know you didn't. I'm not saying that you did. I'm not saying that you did, but I'm just saying that in that sense, just to say that a man should always be the one you obey, I just don't feel like that correlates to just where we are in 2026, Like there was
so if I'm not saying it, Anti, you probably shouldn't make a position or an argument against it if I'm not saying it. Let's actually try to argue what I'm saying. So I asked you a question and you tried to move the goalposts to talk about something else. So the question was, if it's the case that the woman is already doing the most highest form of submission when she's obeying the man, why not do a lesser form of submission would be, like just listening to the man and following the man, being submissive in other ways to the man, that's not doing the most ultimate form of submission? Like, why wouldn't she do a lesser form of submitting and listening to her man if she's already doing the most ultimate form of submission? That's the question.
Got you. So, and let me just reframe what you're saying. So you're saying, why wouldn't she do less because that's already the most? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. So what I mean, when we're speaking about obey, I know you can look at things and you can like catastrophize and look at the worst case scenario. But if we're being honest, we would say that generally speaking in modernity, women, a lot of these women are not traditional, but they expect the traditional man and they don't really want to obey a man. So like if a man says, hey, honey, I don't really want you wearing that, they normally reverse it back to the man and say, oh, you're being insecure. And they do this to not obey the man, to not listen. So they always try to make an escape route to not listen and obey the man. So that's what I'm saying. So if it's the case that these modern women are having sex with men in marriages and in relationships, why wouldn't they just listen to their man? If they're already doing the most ultimate form of submission, why don't they do a lesser form of submission and comply with the man when he says, hey, I don't want you hanging out with those girls. Hey, I don't want you wearing that. Hey, you know what, honey? We're going to move here. Hey, things like that. Obviously, there's exceptions to every rule. I'm not saying obey the man if he's saying to harm you. I'm not saying obey the man if he's saying to do something that is not conducive to your livelihood for the family or the children. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and on that side of it, I mean, I would have to agree in that sense, because when I'm thinking of obey, I'm doing exactly that. I'm thinking of like those worser case scenarios where maybe you do need to take that, best judgment in mind. That's where I was coming from. I mean, when it comes
let me ask you this, Anti, if you don't mind. Now, you brought up, I still got the, listen, I'm from the projects, and for all the low IQ people in the chat, brung is a word. It's just not, let's say, a formal word. It's an informal word.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm messing with the chat because the chat always making fun of me. But so let's just say that, because you brought up, well, the man shouldn't always have the final say. So hypothetical, let's say there's an impasse in a relationship and they cannot come to terms to agree on a certain solution to a problem. And who should have the final say in that situation if there's an impasse? They just have two totally different perspectives, two totally different views, and they do not agree. Who should defer to the authority, the man or the woman?
Well, if we're talking a marriage, then I would say the man. If you're in just a regular relationship, then I feel like there has to be some form of, compromise between both parties.
Okay, so you're saying in a marriage, yes, but in a relationship, no. And
Correct,
why not?
Because in a marriage, you've decided that, this is the person I want to be with. You're basically saying, I'm giving myself to this man. That's what marriage is. You are giving yourself to this man. And now, that man would get that final say. But when you are still in a relationship, that's still proving grounds, that man still has to prove that he's able to be somebody that she's willing to obey and give that final say to, in a sense.
In a relationship, the relationship that you're speaking about, did she already have sex with this man?
9 times out of 10, she probably did. So then it goes back to that point of, yeah. Okay, all right. That's fair. Yeah,
makes sense. Got it. Yeah, you get it, right? So since it's the case that 9 out of 9, these women in relationships in modernity, they're having sex. There's not many virgins out here. Most women are not virgins. Most women are having sex before marriage. They're having sex before they get into a serious relationship with the guy. So with that being said, if they actually take those extra steps and they're in like a relationship, then, well, they're already doing the most ultimate form of submission. The woman is already doing the most ultimate form of submission, which is having sex. Why wouldn't she do a lesser form of submission, which is yielding to the man's authority and giving him the final say, deferring to the man?
That's like I said, that's very fair.
Yeah. So,
And
okay. Any comebacks for that, or you agree?
honestly, I would say I appreciate your time. Like I said, this is something that I do a lot. I do go to different people, and this is how I make my living just like you do. I appreciate you letting me come on, and you made some great points.
Sure, man. You said you have a TikTok channel with 500,000.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man. Good for you. What kind of content do you do? Like dating and relationship stuff, or what?
Yeah, so I pretty much do videos on how the world should work in terms of people should typically mind their own business when it comes to things like politics, views on religion, views on sexuality. I do believe that those are things that back in earlier days, these are things you wouldn't talk about, and these are things you wouldn't argue with people about. You would have, formal conversations, discuss them in a polite way, or just not talk about it at all. So I do believe, like for example, a lot of people, especially like Democrats, tend to have issues with people being Republican, when there was a time where you just wouldn't even ask. It wouldn't even be a conversation, So I make a lot of videos on how people should just mind their own business, and it'll make your life a lot easier.
Listen, man, I'll check you out. Good conversation. You had great decorum. I'll check you out. Shoot me a DM so I don't forget. But have a blessed one, man.
Awesome, bro. Take it easy.
All right. Let's get some more callers up. For the folks on TikTok, we got some people on TikTok right now. I do have some folks on YouTube backstage. Alex on YouTube, going to bring him up real quick. But shout out to Wicked Dreams. This guy is funny. He says, women will take a load, but not in order.
No Fugazee.
That's a fact. Listen, man, women will, they'll swallow your kids, bruh, but not take an order. They'll swallow every vein, the life in you. They'll drink it, but won't listen to you. What? You just drank 80 billion kids. Come in the house. What? You're not going on that trip. Don't talk back to me. You just took 80 billion kids. What are you talking about? This is dumb. Anyways, let's bring up another caller. For the person on YouTube, I got a few people before you, so just wait and then I'll bring you up. I got a few people on TikTok to get to the guy on YouTube, but I got you. And then we got Brenda. Looks like the transgender is back up here to debate, so I'm going to bring up the trans person as well. But you got like two people before I get to the two folks on YouTube. All right. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast, and get your name and age.
What's up, brother? My name is Trouble. I'm 32 years old, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. What prompt do you want to debate? We got three of them up there.
I'm going to answer the first one. Women should obey their men.
Okay. Do you disagree with that prompt?
Absolutely not. I agree with it 100%.
All right. I appreciate you agreeing, man, but we are only looking for people that disagree. We're looking for some debates. Let's get the next person up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. And get your name and age.
I'm 25. My name is Sway. What's the word? It's really nice to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you as well, man. What prompt do you want to debate?
Honestly, I do want to debate one. I do agree with it, and I saw you kick the last guy out, but I wanted to play devil's advocate and just hear your perspective, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for devil's advocate if you disagree. I mean, if you agree, the devil's advocate is more of a, I'm too advanced to play devil's advocate. You get what I'm saying? But I do appreciate the support, man. Have a blessed one.
You too.
Yeah, I want the people to come up that actually disagree. All right. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. And get your name and age.
Hey, my name is Cookie 31.
Cookie 31. And can you turn on your camera, Cookie?
I can't turn on my camera. It's literally 12:35 here. I'm in bed and I just wanted to debate number one with you.
Okay, you wanted to debate number one. All right.
Yes, sir.
Cookie.
Is that okay?
That is okay. It would be better for the audience if your camera was on, but fair enough.
Sorry, I can always just come back another time. It's
fair enough. We can go ahead and have a spirited debate. So you said that You want to debate prompt 1, which is women should obey their men. I believe that you disagree with that. So why shouldn't women obey their men?
I feel like if you're not able to show that you are a leader and you're also a provider, it's kind of hard to obey you. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have sex with guys that really don't
let me
provide
just say,
and don't have the ability to lead?
Okay, let me just say, I'm just here to debate. I don't know if you want a bit about my background. Maybe you would have kicked me off by then. So I'm actually a married woman.
Okay, so you want to just want to debate the idea, for sure.
Yes, I'm here to debate. So let's just say, before I got married, yeah.
Okay.
Before I got married, so this is probably like a scenario of when I was single, when I was on the street. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't obey a person if I just feel like if they are not able to lead me properly, to make me feel safe.
Okay, that makes sense. And my question is, when you were in the streets and you were dealing with men, were you having smecks with these men?
Unfortunately, no. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm very selective of who I give my body to, because you need to be able to lead for me. And if I'm going to sleep with you, a baby can come out of it. And I'd never wanted a baby out of wedlock. And if you can't lead, I don't see why do we need to sleep together. That's why I said maybe I'm not the person to debate it then. I just wanted to...
No, it's fine. We can debate the idea of what you're speaking about. So I'll ask the question in another way. Do you think that most women, when they're dealing with men, they're talking with men, prior to them getting in a relationship with the guy that they're talking to, do you think that most women tend to have smecks with men before a relationship and before marriage?
Yeah, I seen it happen.
Okay.
I've seen women.
And if it's the case that women generally are having smecks with men prior to a relationship, these women are doing the most ultimate form of submission, which is submitting their body and their will to another man. But even if it's the case that that man isn't protecting and providing for them, she's already doing the most ultimate form of submission. So the argument would still stand that I used with the last guy is, if she's already doing the most ultimate form of submission, if the man is providing or not, why wouldn't she do a lesser form of submission, which is obeying her man or obeying the guy that she's having smecks with?
But I think when you say obeying, it come across to a certain extent. Does that make sense? Because sometimes that obeying, it can also come across as he's also trying to control you as well. The reason why I said that, let me just land. The reason why I mentioned controlling, because I've been in a situation where I was seeing somebody and I wouldn't necessarily call it obeying, but it was more of the fact that I respect you enough.
Well, Cookie, real quick, it's going to be hard to have the type of conversation that you want to have if every time I go to talk about an idea, you keep, shifting the conversation to your subjective anecdotal experiences.
Yeah, let me just come down. Maybe this is not for me, but I like your thing. I'm going to give you a follow.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye, darling.
Yeah, I attempted to, she said that she really didn't want to speak about herself. I'm like, we can go there, but fine. We'll just speak about the ideas of things, and then I'll ask questions, and then she just reverted back to making it all about herself. We're not going to get anywhere, because then once you revert it back to yourself, then I have to then ask the question in a way where it's about you. And, the argument is very simple. Obey just means to comply with, carry out, follow a command, rules, or instructions of an authority figure. So if it's the case that women are submitting their body and their will to another man, and they're doing this without the man protecting them, they're doing this because they're promiscuous. They're doing it without the man protecting them and providing for them. They're just having casual sex with the man. They're already obeying a man. Do you get it, chat? If women are having sex with a man, they're already obeying that man. I don't know anybody, if you had sex with a woman and you like, yeah, girl, turn around, do this. And she'd be like, no, I'm not going to turn around. Listen, if the wang already in, she basically with whatever, right? She already doing the most ultimate form. You can be like, girl, turn around, do jumping jacks. You can give any command to a woman under the confinements of intimacy, and 9 out of 9, she's going to listen. So she's already obeying the man without the protection and without the provisioning. So if she's in a relationship with the man, having smex, and he's providing and protecting, why wouldn't she obey? Like, listen, if I say jump, it should be, how high, master? That's what we should get. And if anyone disagrees, come on up. All right. Let's get the next caller up. Anybody has any questions or comments, you can send in a super chat via YouTube, donate, support the channel. Gonna get 2 more callers up here from TikTok. We got 5 on TikTok right now. I'm gonna get 2 more up, and then we're gonna get 2 callers up on YouTube. So that's the order of things. Let's get this person up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. And get your name and age.
Journey to greatness. I'm 39 years old.
All right. What do you want to debate?
The number 1, the first one.
All right. You disagree?
I don't agree. Yes, I disagree.
All right.
So let's debate.
Go ahead. Why do you disagree? Why do you think that women shouldn't obey their man?
Because I'm more looking for a partner. If I'm driving towards a wall, I want someone that's strong enough and competent enough to be like, yo, we're going towards a wall. Let's steer off this path. Then both of us hit that wall together, because then that says a lot about the person that I'm letting into my circle, into my life.
And if you're driving towards a wall, like was your hypothetical, like you're actually driving, and she's in the passenger seat.
Yeah, she's in the passenger.
And if you're like driving into the wall, this would be a situation where like your life and her life would be in jeopardy, right?
No. I'm talking just when I say hypothetically, like with decisions and things like that.
I'm using your hypothetical. Your hypothetical, you said that you're driving, she's in the passenger seat, and you're like literally about to drive and crash into a wall. And
not a physical car, sorry. More like
okay, so you're not talking about a physical car.
No.
I just asked you that, and you said yes.
Well, I'm from Trinidad. I'm from the Caribbean. My apologies. So all right. When I say driving towards a wall, I mean
meaning that you're just making
like investments, whatever. Yeah.
You're making a wrong decision.
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
And I'm asking you, the decision that you're making in this hypothetical, could it put her life in danger?
No, it doesn't have to be life. It could be just financially put us in a tight grip.
It can be anything like that. Yeah. So again, maybe you wasn't listening when I had the other callers up. Even if it's the case, if you are in a relationship with a woman, the woman is already, you're having smex with this woman. She's already doing the most ultimate form of obeying you anyway. I'm just simply saying that if you are giving your woman an order, direction towards a goal, or telling her, what's the path of the relationship that we're going down, I'm just saying that the woman should obey and follow the man's orders and commands. She's already doing it under the confinements of SMEX. Why wouldn't she do it under other situations. Now, there's always going to be an extreme to things. So my argument isn't women always should obey their man. I'm not making that claim. I'm not making a universal claim that women should always obey their man. No, there's going to be certain situations that would be exceptions, like if the woman's life is in danger, if the man maybe has a repetitive drinking problem, like he's an alcoholic and his judgment isn't clear. There's going to be so many different scenarios that we can bring up where it's like, well, you probably shouldn't listen to your man under those circumstances because his vision and his judgment is impaired due to drugs or due to maybe he's just trying to put your life in jeopardy. So how about you wrestle with the argument instead of going to an extreme? Because the argument isn't always.
And I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm not saying always. I follow your content. I make content of my own about relationships and everything. And for you, yes, by biblical standards, yes, having smacks is the ultimate form of submission and whatnot. But that is not the culture of today. That is not, because a lot of people do not view it in that, and that's why that standard is not being held. That's why I believe in your debate right now. I'm not attacking you, but it's a debate. That falls short, and that's where you lose a lot of traction and a lot of weight behind it, because a lot of women do not view smacks as submission. They use that as tactics. They use that as ways to infiltrate. They use that in ways to vet, to be around people, to see if this person is willing enough, because the most submission from women right now is respect in today's world.
Yeah, no, so it doesn't matter if they view things wrong. What's true is that SMEX is the most ultimate form of submission. So this is why the argument would never fail. It doesn't matter if my position doesn't depend on the person's emotional state. 1 + 1 = 2, regardless of someone's emotional state. It's still going to equal 2. So I'm just simply saying that if SMEX is the most ultimate form of submission for a woman, why wouldn't she do a lesser form of submission, which is listening to her man? If the man says, hey, I don't want you wearing that. Hey, I don't want you going there. Why wouldn't she listen under things like that? Now, this is not an always thing, a always statement. This is a general rule.
Yes, and the same way this is my opinion. A general rule is same way a man and woman, those are lifestyles of different sexes. Because what I believe you're talking about is girls, ladies, females, that's street stuff. A woman is a Proverbs woman. And that's a standard. The same way we will not judge a boy.
Right. Well, listen, man, let me get the next caller up. Looks like you don't really disagree, okay? All right. Who was in here waiting? Looks like he's not ready. Let's go to this person. Oh, got 2 of them up here.
Sure.
Let's get Anthony up first. Yo, I don't know your name, but the guy in a white shirt in the picture. Well, actually, I'll keep both of you up for right now. Let me get Anthony. Let me get your name and age.
Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Anthony.
Age?
I'm 42.
Okay, you said 42?
Yep.
Okay, and then the guy below him, can I have your name and age?
19. Yo, I don't know.
Okay, let's go with Anthony. What do you want to debate about?
You said women should obey their man.
Yeah, you from Africa? You ain't got a choice, bro. If you disagree, you are, humiliating your ancestors right now. You're making your ancestors look bad if you disagree.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You are.
I think one constant. Hold on a sec. I think one constant thing about man is evolution. Man evolves. That's one constant thing about us. I think that's what differentiates us. Our intelligence. We evolve with time. We evolve with culture. We evolve with law.
Do you disagree? You think that women shouldn't obey their man?
No. I don't think it's in black and white. It's not in black and white.
Yeah, it's not black and white. So we went through that already. Let me get this guy up. What's going on, man? So what prompt do you want to debate? 1, 2, or 3?
Number two.
Number two, atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of logic. You're an atheist?
Of logic or knowledge?
Oh, well, I mean, you can't have knowledge without any logic. So, yeah, knowledge. But, yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead. Let me get your argument to give an account for knowledge. The possibility for knowledge under the atheist paradigm.
I would say that knowledge is just like the brain processing the physical world. So like knowledge would require the physical world. So it's just like an observation of the world. And then the brain is like the processor that processes the information and gives us knowledge, like memories, thoughts, logical reasoning.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good story, but that isn't given an account for the possibility of knowledge.
What do you mean by the possibility?
So you told me like, how, we have knowledge because we can observe the world, and we do this by utilizing logic and reason and things like that. But that isn't giving an account, a justification, an epistemic justification for the possibility of knowledge.
So like that we can truly know things, or what?
Yeah.
I mean, in order to know that we can truly know things, we'd have to know everything, like all of reality, every known fact, to know that our beliefs in knowledge is 100% true.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So, knowledge would presuppose logic, reason, things of that sort, right? Now, logic, is this, in your worldview, is this physical or immaterial?
I think it's emergent from the brain, so I'd say the system is physical.
Okay. So logic emerges from the brain, and you would say that for like logic itself, you would say that this derives, like math is derives from logic. You would agree to that, right? Like math is a derivative of logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So under your atheist worldview, does 1 + 1 always equal 2?
If there's a human to conceptualize it and they believe that to be the case, then yeah.
So it doesn't always equal 2. It's conditional, right?
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So if it's the case that 1 + 1 equaling 2 is conditional, it doesn't always equal 2. So you're saying that we human beings, we created math?
Yeah, to describe the physical world.
Okay. Now, how do you know that that's true and that we didn't discover it?
That we didn't discover math?
Yeah, how do you know that we created math instead of discovering it? How do you know that that's true?
Because we discovered language.
Wait, what?
And
I'm not talking about
language.
I'm not talking about
language requires, and math requires language because all numbers are words.
Yeah, we know we have words, but I'm talking about the concept of math, right? So I'm asking you, how do you know that we created it instead of discovering it?
Because there was once a point where we didn't know what numbers were.
We didn't know what numbers were?
Yeah, like we didn't know what 1 and 2 means.
Okay.
We didn't know what 1 + 1 = 2 means.
That wouldn't follow. Let me explain. If it's the case that you said that math is a derivative of logic, what's the first law of logic?
The law of non-contradiction?
No, law of identity.
Okay.
All right. So the law of identity is simply, I'm David. I cannot be, since I'm David, you cannot be David. You're Yodik. You can never be me, and I can never be you. So this is identifying something. So identifying a property. Now, if it's the case that math is something that we created, and how would that be if we can already identify things? We can already identify what one is, the meaning of one, identifying a unit of something, a unit of a property. This just wouldn't follow that then we created it. This would mean that, well, we're logical beings and we're observing the outside world, right? So we discovered, well, this would be one thing, and not because we're identifying it. This would be another thing that we're identifying it. Put it together, we got two things.
I mean,
this would be a discovery. This would be, even if human beings were not here, well, the Earth is the perfect distance from the sun. In the perfect distance from the moon. The stars in the galaxy are revolving around the sun in a way where it makes mathematical sense already. So this isn't something that we put in place. We didn't create the stars and the moon to be like this, and the earth to be like this, the trees to be here. We didn't put this here. We are observing these things that's already here in a mathematical way.
But we created the concept in which describes it.
No, you're speaking about are you just speaking about language? The concept is already there. We are observing the concept. What I'm telling you is the language, that would be something else, like the number one itself, the English language or any other language that describes what we are observing. That would be like, something that's socially constructed. That would be something that we created. Language would be something that, we created. We got different languages, of course, but the meaning and the concept of math, that's not anything that we've created. That's something that we've discovered over time.
Our numbers depend on language.
Yeah, that's totally fine. We as human beings, we have language to everything. That wouldn't follow that we created math itself, the concept of math. Just because we have a language, this doesn't follow that we created the concept of math. That's what I'm trying to get you to illustrate here, or to see.
Okay, so
like your flawed view.
So premise one, language was created, right?
Are you asking me a question that we created language? Yeah, language is great words. Sure.
Okay, numbers are dependent
language.
on language.
Well, if we peel back the layer to language, if we're speaking in a colloquial sense, I would grant it and say, yes, like in a normative way, yes, we created different languages, but language itself, no, that wouldn't be something that's created. That would be something that I would put in a transcendental category, which logic would be in that transcendental category as well. So we have two different ways of looking at it. From how you're looking at it, you don't have a deeper way of observing these metaphysical categories.
Can you prove this transcendental realm exists?
Sure. Once again, we're doing that now, and you're having a bad job at proving that it doesn't exist. I'm actually proving the point that it does exist, because you're saying that, well, logic is an emergent property from the brain. If logic is an emergent, because math derives from logic and logic emerges from the brain, if that's the case, can you find math itself in a microscope?
No, but
okay, you can't. Numbers, so there's is there any empirical? Is there any evidence for math? For logic. Empirical evidence for logic.
Yeah, when we use logical reasoning, certain parts of the brain lights up, so we know.
No, that's not empirical evidence for it. That wouldn't be empirical evidence. Empirical evidence. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again.
Is that a correlation at least? Would you accept that?
No, it's not. It's not empirical evidence at all. Just because we can utilize logic and there's some electrical frequencies that emerges from the brain, and we say that, oh, well, that's an electrical electricity there that's coming from the brain when someone uses their brain. We don't know which electrical frequency or which electrode is deriving from the brain that's logic. No, we just see activity happening within the brain when someone is just using their brain, not for logic itself. So you're incorrect.
So wouldn't that mean logic is dependent on these electrical signals in the brain?
No.
So without the electrical signals in the brain, logic could exist?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying no to your first question. The second question I didn't hear. Say it again.
So you're saying without these electrical signals, the logic could exist?
No, I'm saying that logic does not, from my worldview, logic does not derive from the brain. But from your worldview, it does. So if it's the case that from your worldview, logic does derive from the brain, I'm just asking you to justify it. Give an account how you can, where logic actually derives from. Where's your empirical evidence? If it's physical, if the physical is creating this immaterial concept, well, we got evidence for cells. We can look in a microscope, find cells, molecules, atoms, and all of these things. Then where's your empirical evidence for the molecule of logic?
Well, it's like a computer screen, right? You can see the image on the computer screen. The image doesn't exist inside the computer screen. It's emergent from the physical properties of the computer.
That doesn't make any sense. Who created the computer screen?
What do you mean?
We human beings created that.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's an analogy, and that the physical properties.
Well, it's a poor analogy because human beings created the computer screen.
No, I'm saying
But what I'm asking you is how does logic even exist in your worldview?
Because we see a correlation with the brain, right? And that means.
Wait, what are you talking? Seeing a correlation does not give an account or justification for the thing itself. You're just seeing the activity of the thing. That's not giving a justification of the existence for the thing.
Yeah, but if it's dependent on the electrical signal.
No, this does not even adhere to a scientific experiment, what you're talking about right now. With the theory that you have, you cannot do any experiments with what you're speaking about right now. What experiment are you going to do? What experiment are you, Yodik, going to do to find logic in the brain, but you're also utilizing logic to find the thing that you're utilizing? It's circular. You're saying that, well, we have some empirical data or demonstration or correlation for it. Listen, just listen to what I'm saying, because I think you're not getting what I'm saying because you're not actually listening. So I'm asking you to give a justification for logic itself, right? So an account, a justification or an account, it's a deeper question than I guess maybe what you're thinking. It's a structured explanation, interpretation, or a theory of a phenomenon, concept, or an event. So one, I'm looking for an account, and then I'm also looking for an epistemic justification on how you know that it's true. So one, you said that you gave me a story, and you said that, well, it derives from the brain. But now, how do you know that that's true? Is there any empirical evidence for? If you only, under your worldview, you don't believe in any immaterial concepts, really. You basically believe that it derives from the physical. So if it derives from the physical, you should be able to point where it's at in the brain. That's what I'm asking for. So where is logic in the brain?
I'm saying, just like how you can't point to a motor in a car and prove that the motor is the car. Like, you can't look for a part of the car that is the car. That's what you're asking me to do.
No.
That's literally what you're asking me to do.
You can point to a motor on a car.
No, I'm saying the motor isn't the car. Before you asked,
the motor isn't the car.
Cell,
I know that, but you can point to one.
You asked which cell, which chromosome or something is logic. That's literally what you said.
Yes, because it derives from the brain, man. It's your position. It's called an internal critique. I'm just waiting for you to give me some sort of explanation that makes sense and that gives some type of evidence for logic.
I'm saying the brain as a collective works together for logic to emerge.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can point to a single neuron and say that's logic.
Got it. The brain as a collective works together for logic to emerge. Mm-hmm. Did I say that properly? I think I repeated the words back. If that's the case, go ahead and give me a demonstration or some type of justification on the activity within the brain that's creating logic to emerge. How can matter create immaterial concepts?
Yeah, I'm saying the electrical signal, right? In the brain.
Okay.
Is required for the logic to emerge.
Is logic like electric or no?
No, it's not. It's not solely electric. It's a process in the brain. It's a collective.
Got it. So listen, logic isn't electric. Logic isn't frequency. Logic, these things, we can measure electric and frequencies. These things have properties to it, some material to it. Logic does not have any material to it. So under your atheist, non-theist, non-God worldview, how can a physicalist perspective where basically it's just physical matter, everything is matter under your worldview, how can it create immaterial concepts?
But they're emergent from materials.
How can immaterial? How can material create material? If it emerges, that means that it's coming from. It's creating from. How is that happening?
If something is emergent from the physical, that means it is physical.
Okay, got it. So now you got yourself in a bigger hole here. You just said if something emerges from the physical, that means that it is physical. Okay? So if logic is physical, please point to it in the brain. There should be some physical matter within the brain that you can point to of logic, a logic cell, a logic atom, a logic electron, a logic molecule.
You're doing the same thing again.
Something.
You're doing the same thing again.
Yeah, it's a circle for you, bro. Do you see
You're pointing to a factor and asking for logic in that certain factor when I'm saying it's a bunch of factors that play a role together.
Okay, if it's a bunch of factors that play together in a role, tell me those factors. Give an account. This is what I'm looking for. Give an account for those factors. Because I can under my worldview. I'm looking for you to do it.
Okay, if we hook someone's brain up to a brain scan, right?
Say that again. And also, my bad. Let me do some housekeeping because we've been speaking for a while. So anybody that wants to join the stream, just request to come on up. We got 3 prompts. We got Yodik up here. He's debating prompt 2. Doing very bad, but he's having decorum, so I'm keeping him up here. But yeah, let's see. Ashanti Bunny, you're up next. We got Tor, you're up after him. Then we're going to shift on over to YouTube. And we got Alex and Brenda. Alex, write in a private chat and let me know what you want to debate about. And then Brenda, I know you're a transgender. You're a man. And you like to dress up like a woman. So I'll bring you up shortly. Hold your horses. But make sure your audio is good, Brenda, because last time it wasn't. And let's just call you Brandon because you're not a girl. And Brenda is a girl's name. I don't even think that's unisex. So, Brandon, just hold your horses, you transgender. But I will get to you. Back to you, Yodik. So, if it's the case, right, I'm just looking under an atheist worldview, right? Knowledge presupposes intelligibility. It presupposes all of these categories within intelligibility. So all these preconditions like logic, reason, induction, deduction, the self, all of these things need to have some uniformity and need to exist in order for us to have knowledge. Got that, right? I'm just asking you now in regards to one of these preconditions for knowledge, which is logic. I'm asking you to give a justification. Currently, so far, you said that logic is an emergent property from the brain. And you said that logic is physical. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't just let me speak. You can cut me off. So far, I got it right?
Logic is emergent from the brain, which is physical.
Got it. Logic is emergent from the brain, which is physical. So the logic itself, that should have some physical properties, right?
Like
it has to have some sort of physical property. Maybe like how frequencies, they have a different physical property than us. Than the matter. Like it's still matter, but it's a different type of. It's a let's say a less of a matter. It's more of in a metaphysical category, like a frequency would be. But logic, this would be in a transcendental category, something that transcends the physical. There's no empirical evidence for logic. Since you're saying it derived from the brain, I'm just looking for a justification. So go ahead.
So it's the brain, right? And then it's sensory input, right? So like if you can see something, you can see the color blue, you can see the color yellow, or if you can feel something, you can feel more pain or less pain, right?
This does not give an account or justification for
yeah,
logic.
I'm getting to it. I'm just making sure you agree.
Okay, all right, you're speaking about our senses. Okay, keep going.
Mm-hmm. And then the brain, right?
Okay.
The brain processes these senses, right?
Yeah, we got our 5 senses.
Through input and output, right?
Yeah, we got the 5 senses are seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, hearing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And a human, right? They have preferred environments. Like they would rather feel less pain than more pain, right?
No, I don't know about that. There's humans that like feeling a lot of pain.
No, I'm saying like they would get a negative response in their body, right? If they feel more pain.
Are you making like a universal claim, like always? No, not always.
Like
generally,
on average.
Pain, yeah, pain. You get a response. Okay, this is not, just to let you know, this is not giving any justification, but I'll follow you. Go ahead.
And then we hook a brain up to a brain scan.
Okay.
And the person uses logic, right?
Wait. How can a person use logic? That's what I'm asking you for. How are they using logic? I'm asking you to justify before they can use it, it needs to be there in order to use it. Like if you got a hammer, well, that hammer needs to be there for you to use it. If you don't have a hammer, you can't use the hammer. So you're starting with, okay, there's logic, there's a hammer. And yeah, we can use the hammer if we got it, but I'm asking you, how can we use it? Like, what is it? Where is it? Describe how we can describe what it is in a way where we can use it.
Logic is emergent from the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense, man. How can physical matter, right, create an immaterial concept? If it is creating this, you said a material concept, if it's material, my worldview is immaterial. There's no empirical evidence for it. It's not like a frequency. Logic isn't like anything.
So
look, real quick. I'm asking you, you said that it derives from physical matter. If so, please point to it in the brain. You said now it's a collection of different brain activity. Now, what's that collection of brain activity that gives us the laws of logic?
I just did. I said it's emergent from the brain. I just pointed to a part in the brain.
All right.
I pointed to a part in the brain. What are you
Caller up,
talking
man.
You asked for where is it in the brain? I just told you.
That doesn't make any sense.
You're just saying it doesn't. How does it make any sense? You have to add a rebuttal.
I've been having rebuttals for you. I'll have another rebuttal for the 50th rebuttal. I've been saying the same thing. How can you give an account for something by using the thing? How can you justify something by using the thing that you're justifying? It's just circular. It's circular. It's a big old circle that you're going in. You've been going in this circle for 15 minutes, right? You're in a circle. How can you justify something with using the thing that you're trying to justify? And then it's nonsensical because you said that logic is material. If it's material, there should be some empirical evidence for this material concept within the brain. Even if it's the case that it's a collection of different brain activities that produces a physical activity of logic, you should be able to point to the physical activity within a brain doing some type of experiment. You didn't say anything. You said 5 senses. Let me debunk the 5 senses garbage. Seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, and hearing. Well, how do you even know what you're seeing if you don't have logic already? The law of identity, you need to identify something.
You have eyes in the brain.
Forget it. You don't get it. It's a deeper level
I just
question.
answer your question.
Yeah, no.
I just answer your question.
That does.
You have eyes and you have a brain.
It's just circular. I try to give him some grace because I'm like, all right, well, at least he's having good decorum. And maybe that's my fault because when people have good decorum, I tend to give them grace. But yeah, he didn't have any good arguments at all, man. I'm like, dang, where's your arguments, man? Let's get the next caller up. All right, welcome to No Fugazi. Oh, you're paused. Hey, what's up, Ashanti Bunny? You're live, so just...
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you back for round 2?
I'm surprised you think... Yeah. I'm back. And you know what? You didn't win the first one.
Oh yeah, you got destroyed when you came up the last time. I can't even remember what we debated about, but I know my clip guy made a clip of it, and you did get destroyed.
You know, I would also lie to my audience if I got embarrassed publicly.
No, I didn't get embarrassed, but what did we debate about anyway?
We talked about feminism.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got destroyed. But it's okay. Fair enough. Welcome back to No Fugazi Podcast.
Whatever.
Let me just get your
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, let me just get your name and age and let me know what you want to debate about.
You can call me Bunny, and you can find me on TikTok as Ashanti Bunny. And I'd like to 32. And I'd like to debate number 1.
Okay, and so number 1 is women should obey their man. You don't think that women should obey their man?
No, I don't.
And why not?
Wait 1 second. Could you define obey for me?
Yeah, obey. To comply or follow.
Looking at Google, Fugazi.
What are you talking about? You want me to define it?
How you define?
Obey is to obey is to comply or follow out a command or rules or instructions from an authority.
Okay. What does comply mean?
Comply means to listen. And you pause your stream.
Okay.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, hi, hello.
Okay.
We're back. He thought he destroyed me the first round.
Listen,
I just wait before we get started.
We already started. What do you mean? We already started. You're asking me for clarification on the definition of obey, and I just gave you the definition of real quick. I just gave you the definition of obey, and you're stating that women should not obey their man. Got it. Now, I'm just asking you, why shouldn't women obey their man?
Okay, so to obey means to yield to an authority, correct? And this is how I'm defining it.
Okay.
Right? And so that means that it's built already into the infrastructure of the thing that we're dealing with. For example, whether or not we like the laws or not, we obey the laws and we obey the authority of those who enforce it. It's not really something that you get to choose. It's simply, I yield to this person's authority. Obey means there's no consent and it's externally forced onto the person.
That does not. It does not mean that.
Hold on. Okay, we can debate that. It's debate night.
Authority does not mean forced onto someone.
No. In the context of to obey something, the authority that we are obeying is external, and we, regardless of how we internally feel, submit to that external authority.
No, it has nothing to do with force.
Never said force.
You literally said force.
I said submission. Let me correct. I said submission. I said yield. I said.
You just said that authority is forced onto someone. Why are you gaslighting and lying?
And I am rephrasing. And first of all, calm down. This isn't an abusive relationship. We are consensually here. Look at you. Gaslighting?
What are you talking about? I'm just correcting you because you were incorrect. Do you not like to take correction?
I like to take correction.
Okay.
I'm also saying I'm not gaslighting you. I own that I said that, and I'm
well, before you tried to say that you didn't say
now we're getting into semantics, right?
Well, I'm creating some decorum here, right? I'm creating some decorum. So we can already see who's the authority figure here.
It's definitely not you.
We can already see who's the authority figure here, right? If I'm correcting you and you're not correcting me, well, it looks like I would be the authority figure. You're also complying to the correction, which means that I'm not forcing you to my authority. You're actually, you view me as an authority figure.
You wish.
Okay. Well, anyways, let me go ahead and get your argument for why women should not obey their man.
Okay, so may I clarify the first point, or do you want to move forward?
You can do any clarifications you want. Go ahead.
Okay. So here's the clarification. In my initial statement, I simply said that to obey means to yield to an authority figure. I gave us an example. I said, hey, when we are dealing with laws, when we're dealing with those who enforce those laws, we generally submit to their authority. They are external forces. So when I meant by force, I meant we generally, as individuals, do not choose when and where we get to submit or yield to that authority. If you don't submit or yield to that authority, there will be consequences. And so when it comes to obeying your man, what you're really saying is you must at all times submit to this external authority figure.
I disagree with your presupposition.
Well, I understand you do. That's why this is a debate. I think there's a difference between obeying. There's a difference between obeying and
since I disagree with your presupposition, let's go ahead and argue the presupposition. So you presuppose that obeying means yielding to an authority, and also the authority that you're yielding to, it's without consent.
Yes.
Okay. That's what you would have to demonstrate as it being true in a relationship. Please give me a demonstration how women in a relationship with their man is in that relationship submitting to an authority without any consent. Doesn't a relationship presuppose consent?
The thing is,
the thing is, the
relationship
just
does
move on to the next point.
No,
You
no,
did.
because you know what you love to do when you're about to get fried. And I like my chicken a little crispy.
Okay.
Actually, so hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me add some crisp. Okay. The thing is, though, yes, the relationship does presuppose consent, but it's mutual consent on both parties.
All right. Is there any way you can do this in a house instead of outside, or with your dog, or you good? I got a lot of people up here that wants to come up, but I'll give this 10 minutes. I'll give it 10 minutes. We've been going for a little bit. I'll give it 10 minutes. Go ahead. You were going to explain. You were going to give a rebuttal in regards to what I said in regards to how a relationship already presupposes consent, but somehow if you're in a relationship with a man, well, that's not consent. So yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah. No. I consent to the relationship, but you're talking about obeying that one individual. That's two different things. If I consent to the relationship, I consent to the rules that you and I have established. I have not consented to obeying you only, just like you haven't consented to obeying me. Obeying means yielding to the authority. To comply means that there is consent, and consent can be withdrawn. And it also depends on internal standards. Women are naturally hypergamous.
So you're refuting the things that you're saying within your sentences.
No. How? Because
I'll demonstrate it. So you said that,
my love, your definition of obey is weak sauce. Okay. Honestly, it needs more salt.
Does the definition of obey mean also to comply?
No, that's a circular definition. That's like saying
you don't think
woman
that,
is a.
That's like time out. You don't think that
to be a woman is a woman.
You don't think that words can have the same meaning under context?
Not in this case, because when I'm
that's a logical fallacy. That's a word concept fallacy.
No, it's not. No,
you just committed a logical fallacy, which is a word concept fallacy.
You just committed a circular definition.
No,
a woman is a woman.
Okay. How about you take two? I'll let you pause your screen so you can Google word concept fallacy, because that's what you just committed. You just committed a clear logical fallacy. I'll explain it to you since you don't understand. You're trying to tell me that two words can't have the same meaning. If you think that, like under the same context or under different contexts, that is true. And if you think that it's not true, like you're saying, then you just committed the word concept fallacy.
That is not what I'm saying, though.
Yes, comply can also mean obey.
No. And hold on one second.
Okay, so then you are committing a word concept under the context. Listen, under the context of the conversation, you just committed the word concept fallacy.
And then can we debate? Because
we are debating right now. You're getting cooked. You can't even make coherent sentences without me refuting your presupposition and catching you in logical fallacies.
Wrong. And here's why you're wrong.
Okay.
Because to comply means not what you said. To comply
under the context of what we're speaking about, can comply and obey mean the same thing?
No.
If you don't think it can mean the same thing, then you are committing a logical fallacy.
I understand that you believe they mean the same thing, but because you believe they mean the same thing,
do you know what logical fallacies are?
Oh my God! Can you stick to the debate?
We're sticking to the debate. This is the debate.
So cool. So you and I have not agreed on the terms. You're wrong because you keep assuming comply and obey mean the same thing. That is
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh my God.
What did I say?
Please finish. May I please finish?
I didn't say that comply and obey means the same thing,
You
but
are saying
contextually,
that you can.
contextually, they can mean the same thing. Under the context of what we're speaking about, they can mean the same thing. If you don't think that they can mean the same thing, you committed a logical fallacy, which is the word concept fallacy.
You are wrong.
Listen,
and the reason why you are
the
wrong,
fallacy is in the description. Word concept fallacy.
Okay, are you done?
I'm waiting for you to make a coherent argument.
Okay. Can you mute for like 1 minute? Thank you, my love. I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
The reason why comply cannot be used in the definition of obey.
Oh my
is because
goodness.
It's a circular argument.
What?
We are materially defining terms. To comply means something completely different from to obey. The reason why I'm saying you cannot use comply to define obey is because on a foundational level, obey is materially different from to comply. Comply means I get to choose. There are mutual agreements. There is you and I can withdraw our complicitness in something. Okay. To obey does not require any form of consent. You just simply do.
Okay.
That is why I'm making this distinction. Comply and obey cannot be used to define each other because it's like oil and water.
Okay, got it. So I'm going to explain it to you again, okay?
I haven't even made respectfully, I haven't even made my actual like thesis or debate thesis.
Do you know why you haven't made your argument? Because your argument is incoherent. It doesn't make logical sense.
Because you keep interrupting me.
Okay, I'll let you speak. You're going to let me speak?
Me to finish. Yes, that's what I wanted to agree on before we move forward.
It. So just be quiet for a second. If you just Google the word obey,
I don't need Google.
It has in it comply. Now, when I'm saying, real quick, when I'm saying comply and obey can mean the same thing under the context of the conversation, it can. If you don't think that that's true, then you are simply committing a logical fallacy, which is a word concept fallacy. I'll explain. Comply is to an act in accordance with a ruler, a order, or a request. Obey, what's very similar with an obey? Do you know? Obey means to comply with a command, an order, or to an authority. So under the context of the conversation, when I'm saying that women should obey their man in a relationship, under this context, comply and obey would mean the same thing. If you don't think it means the same thing, you are simply speaking nonsense right now. You're just babbling. You don't understand words. Like, words have meaning for a reason. This is how we make sense of the world.
Okay. So can you Google what is a woman?
I don't have to Google that. I know it. My 2-year-old, 3-year-old son knows it. Everyone knows what a woman is. Do you know what a woman is?
I know what a woman is.
Okay, what's a woman?
Hey, Siri, can you define what it means to be a woman? See, the thing is, when it comes to these LLMs or these resources like Google, they conflate and they do not actually define the thing. Google's going to say a woman is anybody who identifies as a woman. That is a circular argument.
That's liberal.
That doesn't tell us.
That's liberal, Siri.
That doesn't tell us actually what a woman is. A woman is an adult human female.
No, you can get that definition out of Googling as well.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. That's why I asked you to Google to show you that your source is actually
No, you can. No, that's
circular.
That's incorrect. When you Google something, it gives you Real quick, when you Google something, let me just refute what you said. When you Google something, it gives you many articles of the thing you're Googling. So if you Google what a woman is, yeah, you may get some liberal nonsense that says a woman is whatever you want to believe a woman is. But if you keep Googling, if you just scroll down or scroll up, it could be right at the top, wherever it is, it will show you that a woman is an adult female with two X chromosomes. So what you're saying is just wrong.
I'm really glad that you used that as an example, because you made it very clear that Google is not sufficient when we're having moral and philosophical debates.
Yeah, and we're having a philosophical debate, and you just committed the word concept fallacy, and you're not even aware of it.
I wasn't done. No, what I'm saying is, you're using a circular argument and you're saying Google is your validation source, which is ridiculous, because we just used an example where we could see very clearly how Google can make circular reasoning. If Google decides that a woman is whoever identifies as a woman, that's circular reasoning. When you say obey means to comply, that's more circular reasoning. We have to be fundamentally clear on what we're talking about on a moral issue.
Wait, do you know what circular reasoning is?
Yes, I do. It's when you try to define a
what's
thing
circular
with that
reasoning?
thing itself. It's when you try to define that thing with what that thing is in and of itself. So,
okay,
like I said,
so do you know that obey and comply underneath different contexts, they can mean different things?
Oh my God. And what I'm saying is in the context of a debate, not Google.
In the context of the conversation we're having, obey and comply would mean the same thing. You would have to prove to me how it doesn't mean the same thing.
I'm trying
if I say this, if I say I want my woman to comply with me.
Okay.
What would be the difference between me saying I want my woman to obey me?
Comply means that she has her own internal standard and you fit that.
You're making that definition up.
You're interrupting me.
You just made that up.
Why are you like, I'm really concerned about your lack of regulation. You've said you're going to let me finish 1,000 times and interrupted like sporadically.
But you're making things up now. Comply means your internal what?
Okay, so here's the reason why you don't understand, because you keep dismissing my initial definition just to interrupt. You don't get it because you keep interrupting because you lack regulation.
No, I'm not going to. So real quick, I'm the authority figure here.
No,
I'm not going to accept your flawed definition of obey. This is a debate. Why would I accept your flawed definition of obey?
We are debating because before you can even have a debate, you have to understand the terms that the opposing party is dealing with. You don't even know why I'm using this clear distinguisher, and that's why
you know what? I'll do this for you real quick, Ashanti. Real quick, I got you. I'll do this for you. I'll be good faith, and since there's no way that you can defeat me in a debate, I'm going to grant your definition and the meaning of obey to you. I'm going to grant it to you. Okay, so go ahead and give me your definition of obey. I'm going to grant it as if it is true, even though I disagree. But for this debate, I'm going to grant it as if it's true, and I'm going to refute it on the back end. So let me go ahead and get your argument for why women shouldn't obey their man. Go ahead.
Okay, so to obey means to simply yield to an authority. It doesn't require consent. It doesn't require choice. It doesn't require standards. To obey simply means to do the thing. It doesn't require any morality. It doesn't require any internal decision making. It simply means I do this thing. I obey this thing. I must do this thing, right? One example of obeying something is the traffic laws. If you're a driver, you must obey them, regardless of how you internally feel.
Okay. Now, and do you have a choice? Real quick, I just need clarification because I'm getting your definition now for obey.
I'm about to get there.
Okay, got it. Go ahead.
Get there, my love.
Go ahead.
So when it comes to a relationship, two parties choose to enter that bond. There is no obeying happening. You and I are consensually choosing to enter this union.
Okay, got it. So there's no choice. I mean, you are choosing. So since you're choosing, then there's no obeying. Got it.
Correct. So you and I will comply. You and I will make certain decisions, but the first and foremost, when it comes to comply to someone, that means initially there has to be an internal standard. You have a standard as a man, I have a standard as a woman. You and I have consensually entered this relationship. You and I create certain standards and expectations, and we comply to those standards. If at any point I fail to comply, you can choose to walk away. I can choose to comply or not. There will be consequences, but there are choices. And the major distinguisher is it's internally based. So if I have a standard and an expectation, and I tell you what my standard and expectation is, and you decide to not comply, that is your decision. But I also can decide to move forward in the relationship. I get the choice to end that union. When it comes to obeying someone, you don't get a choice to stop obeying the laws.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I guess you
if you,
technically
so
could,
that's what I
but
wanted.
that would
If-
be, which is why
So
I.
real quick,
last
Ashanti,
thing,
you
please.
said two different things now. You first said,
So that is why I made that difference between obey and comply.
okay,
And
listen,
that's
let
why it
me
needs to
let
be
me get it
clear
out.
in a debate.
Okay, let me get clarification. Since I'm granting this as if it is true.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so let me get clarification. So first you said obeying has nothing to do with making a choice. It has nothing to do. You can't make a choice if you are obeying. It's not your choice.
Correct. It is not your personal choice.
It's not your personal choice. It's not your personal choice. But if you are obeying, is it void of choice?
If you are obeying, is it void of choice? No, but no. I guess you can choose not to obey.
Well, then that's a contradiction.
I mean, I guess you could choose, but then if you choose to not obey, you're not
It's
actually
a contradiction is it's A and also not A. You just said that obeying
No. Okay.
is a
Let me
choice,
rephrase,
but then you
because
said that it's not a choice. So which one is it? If you,
obey,
I'll say
there
the
is
question
no-
again. If you are obeying, are you making a choice to obey, or is it void of a choice?
To obey is void of choice.
Oh, got it. Are you sure? Because I'm
Yes,
going to write
super
it
sure.
down.
Oh, everyone in the chat, follow his lead.
Got it. To obey means void of choice.
Correct.
Okay, I got it.
It is to yield to one's authority, external authority.
Okay,
There's no personal choice in it.
so no personal choice at all. Now, if there's no personal choice at all, this means that then it's forced upon you.
Sorry, what?
If there's no personal choice in obey, it means that it's forced upon you, correct?
What is this thing that's being forced? I'm unsure what you're referring to.
If you don't have a choice, that means that it's forced. How can you have a how can you have a choice? How can you not have a choice if it isn't forced? It would need to be forced on you.
So we're describing an action which is to obey, correct?
Yes, to obey, you just said that it's void of choice. And I'm just looking for you to elucidate this, give a further explanation on if it's the case that obey is void of choice, this means that obey is forced.
It's just void of choice.
If it's void of choice, if you don't have any choice, then it's forced on you. For an example, if I tell you to do something, well, you still have a choice to do it or not. But if I force you to do something like grabbing you, locking you in a cage, tying you up, and I take away your choice, then that would be obey. You just said that obey means void of choice. So if it's void of choice, then it's force. If it's void of choice, then it's force. Do I have that correct?
No, that is not correct.
Okay, then you're in a logical contradiction. You're contradicting yourself.
No, you're assuming an outcome.
Okay, then
Simply,
explain this then. Look, real quick. I got you, Ashanti. I'll let you speak, but listen, explain this. If it's the case that I got it wrong, explain to me how someone can obey something and not have a choice to do it, but also not be forced. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll use an analogy, may I?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, So to brush your teeth is to not brush your hair.
Okay.
If I brush my teeth, does that mean I'm not brushing my hair?
Is that a question?
I'm asking yes.
Yeah, if you brushed your teeth and you did not brush your hair, then you only brushed your teeth.
Okay. You are saying, first of all, don't make me laugh. Second of all, what we agree upon is to obey means to submit or yield to an authority. There is no choice in that.
Yeah, it's void of a choice.
So if to obey is void of a choice, that does not necessarily mean I am being forced. It just means it is void of a choice in a similar sense.
Wait, what? Listen, you have a choice to brush your teeth and you have the choice to brush your hair. You can do both.
Or none, right? I could also walk the dog. I can also
Yeah, but that would still be your choice.
No. What I'm saying, I could also not be brushing my hair. I could also be cooking.
But that would still also be a choice.
My point being is when we are defining, okay, what you failed to realize, what you just did is that you said once we define that there is no choice, you assumed that that automatically meant it must be forced. And I'm saying no.
No. Okay. I want you to demonstrate it though. Go ahead. You're not demonstrating it good.
Demonstrating it. Just like I am saying, what it means to brush your teeth means you are simply brushing your teeth. It does not mean it does not mean that you are only brushing your teeth and not dancing. You could be not. Fugazee, what I'm trying to explain to you.
Yo, you have the need to be right. You need to just learn when you're wrong.
It's like, no. I'm here to
You need to learn when you're wrong.
I'm here to debate.
And you need to learn how to yield currently right now to me as a man, the authority figure that has more knowledge than you. I caught you in many logical contradictions.
This is why you should not obey, because he has not been able to actually comply to the rules of a debate.
Listen. I'm speaking. I'll let you speak a whole lot. Listen.
No,
you got yourself in a pickle that you can't get yourself out of.
Brother, you explained
Ashanti, listen. Just listen for me real quick. Listen to me real quick. You got yourself in a pickle that you can't get yourself out of. You said that. Remember, let's just rewind it. Let's bring it back. Let's rewind it. Let's bring it back.
Okay, we brought it back.
I didn't agree with your presuppositions. I caught you in logical fallacies. You did many things. So then I said, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and give a little bit of grace to her. And I'm going to grant her definition as if it's true. And now let me get your argument. We're still on your definition of obey. And you know why? Is because you committed another contradiction. You said that obey is void of choice. If anything is void of human choice, the only way it can be void of human choice is if it's forced upon you.
No, it's
you
not.
said that, well, you can brush your teeth or you could comb your hair. This wouldn't be void of choice. This would demonstrated how you can stop it, Ashanti. You demonstrated how you can have choice in all of these scenarios. You did not demonstrate how you can't have choice. If obey is void of choice, I'm looking for an example, an analogy, any situation where it's void of choice, but there's no force.
Okay, here's a great example.
Go ahead.
It's void of choice, but it doesn't mean force. You simply just do not choose at all. You don't have, for example,
if you do not choose at all, that's a choice choosing not to choose.
No,
that is. You always have a choice.
No, it's not.
Wait, time out. If you don't choose at all, that is not choosing. That is a choice not to choose.
Which fulfills what you just asked. You said
no. You said that you said that obey means void of choice.
I don't know.
You explained a situation where the woman chose not to choose.
I don't know why you're arguing. Right? I'm simply stating a fact. Not every scenario where you do not choose, where there is no choice, automatically implies force.
Give me one. Give me one.
I just shared, just not doing anything. That is not a choice.
Okay, if you don't do anything,
forced upon you.
Okay, if you do
not being forced upon you.
You don't know how to listen. If you don't do anything, my question to you is, are you making a choice not to do anything?
No.
Wait, you mean to tell me if you sit in your house all day and don't do anything and you just stay still, is that not a choice, or is that a choice?
There are, for example, the reason why I'm saying this is because, and we use this all the time in debate, if you were a vegetable on life support and just laying there, you're not making choices for yourself. No one would be able to force you, but you are simply just laying there because you lack consciousness, et cetera, et cetera. And so these are the examples.
How did someone become a vegetable?
These are the things I'm showing you. That
how did someone become a vegetable?
Oh my God. You're not understanding.
How did someone become a vegetable?
You lack logic.
How did someone answer the question? How did someone become a vegetable? Answer that question.
It doesn't matter.
Wait. How do people become a vegetable?
Why does it matter?
No, it matters because when people become a vegetable, it's normally through certain circumstances where it's forced upon them.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You get into a car accident. That physical force made you lose your mind. And now your mind and your body is not in sync anymore. So you're a vegetable. You can't do anything.
That's not, how's that relevant to the argument or the reason and the logic we're debating here?
My goodness.
How is that relevant?
Listen, Ashanti, you brung up vegetable. And and
I'm asking you, what
it makes sense because if you're a vegetable, it's normally some type of external force that happened in a situation that made you become a vegetable. 9 out of 9. Now, is there, no, I would say 10 out of 10, because even if someone is born a vegetable, this was still forced upon them by something going wrong within the womb.
Really? You're jumping.
I'm just letting you know that you don't become a vegetable by something not happening. Something happened for you to be a vegetable where there's some sort of force.
I was simply using an example.
Stop it. I'm refuting all of your examples. I want you to get this. Ashanti, listen.
And it's embarrassing.
Ashanti, I want you.
Please do better.
No, it's not. Ashanti, it's your example. You failed at it. You were supposed to give me an example.
No.
Ashanti, listen. You were supposed to give me an example where it showed that you do not have any choice, but you also, it's not force. You said a vegetable. Correct. I just demonstrated how any instance that I can think of, or even you can think of, it would be forced upon the person in some way.
We're talking about individuals. We're not talking about
even an individual. Doesn't matter which way you look at it.
That's the only way that this is relevant, because we're talking about relationships. We're talking about individuals. And so when I'm telling you, hey, you can also, when we're defining obey, and obey lacks choice or the lack of choice doesn't always mean it's being, whatever is happening is forced. There could also be circumstances where you don't have the capacity to even choose for yourself. You could be a vegetable. This is to demonstrate to you that not every single situation
that didn't demonstrate it, Ashanti. You asserting that it demonstrated. Demonstrate how someone can be. I'm asking you, how did they become a vegetable?
Doesn't matter.
How does that not matter? What are you talking about? How does that not matter?
Because there's no force. There's no force.
So are you telling me that people just...
They're just a vegetable.
Wait, are you telling me that people become vegetables by it just magically happens and they become a vegetable, or something happens that forces them to be a vegetable?
I'm telling you that this is the example where someone
that isn't a good example. You're just talking just to talk.
Stop interrupting. This is the example that you asked me to bring.
It's a bad example.
Okay, I haven't even finished my thought. Even if you think it's bad, please let me finish. If the example that you asked me to bring was show an example where a lack of choice is not forced, and the example that I'm giving you is someone who is born a vegetable, becomes a vegetable, loses consciousness, right? They are in a situation where, hey, there's no choice in this. I'm just a vegetable. That doesn't necessarily mean that state is forced upon you. not doing anything is not forced upon you.
Okay, got
There
it.
are multiple different examples of being not having choice, but it doesn't automatically mean forced.
I got you. So you're telling me someone being so once again, just for clarity for you and the audience, we got on TikTok. Get the likes up to everybody on TikTok and on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, get us to 10K.
Get the likes up. So currently, right now, you are trying to demonstrate how, because one, you said obey. Stop it. You said obey means void of choice. So if you are obeying someone, you don't have a choice to obey them. It's void of the choice, right?
Correct.
And I'm saying, please demonstrate how something could be void of choice and also not forced upon you. Got it, right? You gave me one example and you said that, well, someone can choose not to choose. That's what you said.
Say that.
Well, that's what it means. You said that someone can not do anything.
Not do anything.
Someone can not make a choice. And by them not doing something or not making a choice, this would be a form of a choice.
No,
then
not necessarily so.
Necessarily so. Then you said a vegetable. Someone that doesn't have, listen real quick, I'll let you speak.
That is not what a choice
Why are you lacking decorum when I was quiet and I let you speak? Why can't you do the same?
You're right. You were so quiet. I apologize.
Got it. So if it's the case that, well, someone is a vegetable, right? Meaning that they do not have the ability to move their body at all. They're a vegetable, right? I'm asking you, how did they become a vegetable? There's many instances where someone is a vegetable and it was forced upon them with some type of force happened, external force, something happened that made them a vegetable. You don't want to give any context of how they became a vegetable because you know the state that they're in to not make an action or move is because it was normally forced on them. You got that right? Now, let's just make this clear.
You could be
real quick. Let me land my plane. Let's make this clear. This debate is very simple. We're speaking about prompt number 1. Women should obey their man. I take the affirmative position that women should obey their man. Now, under your definition of obey, because I granted it, you're saying that obey is void of choice. So if obey is void of choice, then if we're speaking about a relationship, right? Do women choose to get into a relationship with a man?
Yes.
Okay. And when women, prior to women getting in relationships with men, generally speaking, they normally have sex with a man, right?
No.
In America? Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
It's generationally based.
No, women in America, we're talking about right now. Are you talking about back in the 50s? Yeah. That would be a no.
No.
We're speaking about right now. So in America currently right now, these women are having sex with men prior to a relationship, generally speaking. Women aren't waiting to get into a relationship or marriage with a man before they have sex. That's not what's happening.
Are you dating?
Well, we're not talking about me. I'm just asking you. Generally, that's what's happening. I run a dating podcast, so I have singles and women on my podcast all the time. So if we just look at the data that I have, we would say that, that's generally true. But anyways, real quick.
Women are reflective of your assumption.
So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this.
Premarital schmex is normalized though in America, but that's not what you're saying.
Real quick, since I granted,
you really do got it.
Okay, look, since I granted your definition of obey, which is it's void of a choice, this would be women not even making.
That's not my definition. My definition is to yield to an authority, an external authority. That is my definition.
Without choice.
It does not require personal choice at all.
It's void of a choice.
Correct.
So it's to
It does
yield
not
to an
require your
authority.
choice.
It's to yield to an
Correct.
authority void of choice. And it's going to go back to this. This is why your definition can't be accepted.
No. That's not clear.
not it?
My definition is very clear. My definition is to obey means to yield to an authority figure, regardless of your personal choice. You must do this thing. You may want to do it. You may not want to do it. It's irrelevant whether or not you personally choose to do so. You must do the thing. That's what causes it to be obey.
Okay.
It is like it doesn't whether or not you choose whether or not you choose or not.
Let me
it's
get
irrelevant.
clarification on this because now you're lying.
Sure.
Now, when you
I'm
speak
really
about
not lying.
yeah, you just lied. All the entire
No, I
chat knows about it
clarified.
because I wrote it down. You're trying to currently say right now that obey, how you described it, does not mean void of choice. You just switched it and said and said that obey means that you don't have to make a choice.
I'm saying that it's irrelevant if you personally choose or not.
Is it void of a choice or it's irrelevant to you making a choice?
It's irrelevant.
Okay.
So, your personal choice is irrelevant.
Now you just changed the definition of what you mean by obey.
I didn't change the definition. I was being clear.
No, you did.
Stop
it.
Of choice.
Ashanti.
It is void of choice.
Ashanti, listen.
It is void of choice.
Ashanti. The reason I'm going to be honest with you here, I kept you up here for a while, but the reason I wanted the audience to watch this because what you're witnessing here is a woman not having the ability to take accountability for the things that she said. I wrote it down. The entire chat listened to you say that obey means void of choice. Now you're going back to it and you're saying that obey means that you don't have to make a choice or not. You can make one or you cannot make one. You just said that obey. I even wrote more things down. You said that obey means that it's no consent. You don't give consent. It's just something that is. You have it's there. You have to do it. You don't have a choice. It's void of a choice.
You're getting cooked. I see why you're lying again.
Okay, so now
clearly,
look, chat. For everybody in the chat,
I said very clearly.
Now you can see.
I said very clearly what it means to.
Look, now you can see that I muted you for a second because you're talking while I'm talking. I'm the authority figure here. I kept you up here, so let's have some decorum. So now the entire chat can see that she's lying. She got caught in lies, caught in contradictions. We didn't even get to the debate. Because she lied. On her definitions of things, she lied.
No, I didn't lie.
Yes, you have. You've been lying the entire time,
because
Ashanti.
you kept interrupting. I made it very clear. What it means to obey is to submit to an authority. Your personal choice is irrelevant. You kept reducing it to, is it void of choice? And I said, it's irrelevant.
No, you said yes.
Choose. Your personal choice is irrelevant.
You know what? If you come on over to YouTube, look, I'm streaming on YouTube too. And everybody on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. The audio is better. Real quick. Let me talk to you real quick. Calm down. Everybody on TikTok, we got like almost 500 people on TikTok right now. Come on over to YouTube. It's a much better experience. No Fugazee podcast on YouTube. The audio is better. The video quality is better. Everything is just better. But also, real quick, Ashanti, so you can know that if you come on over to YouTube, I can rewind it back. And everybody on TikTok, I can rewind it back and I can play where Ashanti said that, yes, obey is void of choice. There's no choice. This is what you said, and I wrote it down.
I did say this. Yes, I did say that. But I also said that is not my only definition. My definition is it is to submit and yield to an authority. It is absent of and void of your personal choice. You keep reducing the definition to this one singular thing, and without context,
I asked you a question. I asked you a question. Is it void of choice? You said that, you wouldn't have a choice. You said that it would be void of a choice.
Okay, so I don't know where the confusion is because I've made it very clear. It is void of your personal choice. Choice is irrelevant when it comes to
so anyways, so I did two things here. First, I didn't grant the definition and we couldn't even move forward. And now I granted the definition.
Because you weren't able to.
So look, now I granted the definition and now you're lying on what you said because you know you got yourself in a hole here. So how about this? How about this, Ashanti? Ashanti, look, how about this?
You haven't holed me anywhere.
Ashanti, how about this? How about we just stick with the true definition of obey?
I don't agree with your Google definition.
It's not
because
my
it's circular.
definition of obey. It's the definition of obey.
I think we should use
the definition of obey has nothing to do with it being void of choice.
Again,
the definition of obey
of relationships. Oh my God!
Stop it. Oshanti, listen. The definition of obey.
Of relationships,
you have a choice to obey or not.
Definition. If you're talking about relationships, it's a different context. I don't agree to your Google definition.
Okay. So real quick, it's not a Google definition. It's the actual definition, the meaning of obey. So, well, it would be both. It will be, yes, a Google definition, but also the historical definition of obey means it has nothing to do with you don't have any choice. You have a choice to obey or you have a choice not to obey. You always have choices. So when I say that women should obey their man, I'm not saying that women don't have a choice. Of course they have a choice. I'm saying that if it's the case that women are already doing the most ultimate form of obeying, which these promiscuous women are doing, they're having smex prior to a relationship, and even in a relationship, they're having smex with these men, doing the most ultimate form of submission, doing the most ultimate form of obeying, which is yielding to an authority figure, right? Which is submitting their body and their will to a man. And the man is always an authority figure because the man is physically stronger and physically superior than a woman, generally speaking. Not always, I would say generally speaking. Generally speaking, if you're in a relationship with a man, most women expect the man to protect them. You would agree to that, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if the woman expects a man to protect her, how can she get protection from the man if she doesn't obey the man? Can the man protect her if she doesn't obey, listen, comply to his authority?
Again, I reject. Here's the thing.
Wait, how about you answer that question instead of moving on? I did ask a question.
If you're complying, sure, but you're not obeying. It's a different thing.
In the definition of obey, it means to comply.
What does it mean to comply?
So listen, within the definition of
curious.
obey,
yeah. You're being circular in your reasoning.
No,
so what does it mean to
you
comply?
don't even know what circular reasoning is.
I've defined circular
You don't know. Listen, you don't even know.
You don't know how to
Ashanti,
listen.
you don't know what any of these words even mean.
I just defined, and I'll do it a third time.
Your definition of obey is wrong. No one views obey as not having a choice.
So what does it mean? So what does it mean to obey?
Again, obey means to comply.
What does it mean to comply?
Okay, it's a big word for you. So comply.
No, it's not a big word.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna truly give it to you. Very, very simple here.
Okay, sure.
Comply and obey means the same thing. It infers the same thing under this context. The reason being, let me explain to you. The reason being is because comply simply means to act in accordance with a rule, order, or a request.
To act in accordance with a rule, order, or request.
To act in accordance with a rule, order,
you had said it
or
was
request.
Listen. Earlier you had said it was listen.
Well, how can you act in accordance with a rule, order, or request if you don't listen?
All the time.
Booyah. Wait, how can you do that?
Very simple.
Go ahead.
I don't have to listen to the lawmakers who make the laws in this nation to, like you said, listen to the rules of this nation. It does not require me listening for me to comply to the action or to respect what the standard is. I just obey it. There's a difference.
How can you obey something if you don't listen to it?
Again, to obey something does not require you. Because
Answer
here's
that.
The thing.
How can you obey something if you don't listen? Like your senses, your ears.
Because when the cop tells you to get on the fucking ground,
okay,
right? And yes, you may use your.
Did you hear the cop?
But you're not using listening in this same context. You're using it as in reverence to that expectation, like you said, like that
It will be
standard,
both.
like you said.
It will
That
be
is
both
what.
and.
Okay, so are you telling me? Okay, so
Both
now
and.
you're being disingenuous. So you're
No, it's
talking
both
about the
and.
active listening, or are you talking about the action of to comply?
Both and. So it's both and because for
Okay,
you
now
to
you're just
act.
moving the goalposts.
No, it's not moving the goalposts. It's both and.
Okay, so what if you're
stop
deaf?
it? Let me reply. Let me respond to what you said.
You're
so
not being fair
for
at
you
all.
to act in
I'm smarter than you.
accordance to a rule, a order, or request, this would first mean that you would have to hear it, right?
Now you're changing
listen
words.
to it. And then the word listen also means to act, what would also be comply, like act in accordance to it. Actually listen to the rules. Follow the rules. So that's what I'm saying. So it can be both and. The truth is this. You cannot do one without the other. If you are following, you cannot do one without the other. If you are following someone's rules and acting in accordance to it, you are in fact listening.
Okay, so let's say you are a population of deaf people and you cannot hear at all. You mean to tell me then I no longer have to adhere to the rules of my nation? I can't hear them though.
No. Do you have other senses?
Let's say I'm deaf.
Okay, that's fine.
Hear.
You can't hear. Do you have other senses?
It's irrelevant because you said you have to be able to listen.
Other senses?
It is possible that I do.
Okay, so you got your eyes,
it's
right?
Irrelevant. It's irrelevant to this conversation
listen,
because
if you have your eyes,
if you have your eyes,
stop it.
Now you're
okay. No, stop it. Stop it.
You're moving the goalposts.
No one's moving the goalposts. You asked me a question, and I'm telling you how you can still listen without the ears.
What?
Wait, time out. Are you trying to say that you can't listen and act in accordance with a rule, an order, or request if you don't have your ears and you have your eyes? If you have your eyes, stop it.
You're messing
up. The only way, I'm going to be honest with you, the only way human beings cannot listen to a request, actually like the word listen to a request, which would be if they don't have their five senses. They're a vegetable. You get what I'm saying? But if it's not that case and you don't have your ears and you have your eyes, you can still see someone doing something and act accordingly. Act in accordance to a rule, an order, or request. Why you think they have sign language? Sign language is with you can't hear anything, but you can still act in accordance. Do you think deaf people don't act in accordance with the rules, the guidelines, and the regulations of the land? Yes, they do act in accordance with that. They still listen. It's another form of listening.
It's not relevant to hear.
It's another form of listening. I told you it's both and. Both and.
Right. But one of those things aren't required in the actual definition.
And.
The only thing that actually is required is to adhere.
Ashanti, stop it.
Rule.
You don't have active listening. When I said here, I said it's both and. I didn't say it's only.
But it isn't.
No one said only.
You're correct. You did not say it was only, but you did say it was both and.
Since it's both and, it is you are hearing. Stop it. Let's just be honest. Stop it real quick.
When I asked you to define the term,
Ashanti, I'm going to let you speak because you're being dishonest now. Just real quick, listen.
No, you are.
No, you are. Listen,
again.
Ashanti.
And please don't project the fact that you kept manipulating the listening action.
Ashanti, I'm going to fully break it down to you so you can understand, okay? Because what you're doing is you're trying to gaslight and it just doesn't work on me. You've been trying it the whole time. So here's what I'm saying.
No, I'm correcting you because you're lying.
No, it's not even a correction. If I say something is stop it. If I say something is both and, you already admitted to it's not only, right?
Correct.
So if I
be clear,
real quick. Okay, stop it real quick.
You were defining a term.
Stop it.
So if you're defining a term, that means it must be
Ashanti,
in that term. Yes, it does.
Ashanti, listen. If I say that you already admitted to it, if I say something is both and, this doesn't mean only. So I didn't say that you can only listen if you have your ears. That's not what I said. You then made an example and said that what if someone doesn't have their ears? I said, so do they have their eyes? They can still listen. Not listening with your ears. They're listening to the commands with their eyes. They're following the rules and the guidelines with their eyes. Do you get it? So like you're being very disingenuous right now because you're losing this debate.
I'm simply
What's
asking you
going
to
on?
be clear.
You're muted. No one can hear you. No, you're still muted. Chat, I think she's trying to run. Your microphone was working.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So to be clear, when I asked you about the definition of comply, and I mentioned that you had said to listen earlier, you said it meant both and. I'm simply trying to get you to be clear on your definition. So to me, if you say
No. I didn't say that. You got it wrong. Let me correct you. You said, what's the definition of comply? I said,
correct. And you said to listen.
I said, act in accordance with a rule, an order, or a request. That's what I said. So comply means to act in accordance with a rule, order, or request. Now, then you asked me and said that, well, you can comply and that doesn't mean you're listening. I said, no, that's incoherent. That doesn't make sense. Because if you are complying with someone, you are in fact listening. Then when I spoke about ears, I said both and. So you can listen to someone, which is following their orders and commands, doing what they told you to do, but you would also be using your ears. It would be both and, but not only your ears, because you can also listen to someone with your eyes. You can also listen to someone with your touch, with feeling something. So what are you speaking about? You're just incorrect.
When you had said that it requires listening with your ears, you made it very clear on what we were defining comply as, and that is why I brought up these other
I said
examples.
both.
And now you are changing
and
it,
with your ears. You're lying now.
May I respond without? See, the reason why this isn't an actual debate isn't because of me. It's because of your failure to actually pause when I'm speaking.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you lie again.
I'm actually not a liar. We can run the tape back.
We can run it back, but
what it meant to. Oh Lord.
No, real quick. Before we do this though, I had you up here for a while.
This is why I left the last time, because you keep interrupting.
Yeah, I know. Real quick, Ashanti, you're just gonna go back to the same thing and just calm down. It's my show, right? So once again, respect the authority. Wait, what? There's a hierarchy here. I got the mute button. You don't, right? So chill out. It's a lot of people up here on TikTok, and I want to give other people the chance to come up. You have not been able to substantiate your argument at all. You have given me no argument for why women should not obey their man. You made up a fake definition of obey, and it didn't hold any weight. So you lost on that.
Let me make that point without you interrupting and lying.
Okay.
So here's the reason why women.
All right, Ashanti, just goodbye, Ashanti. I kept you up here. It was fun, having this, freaking unruly woman up. Having this chick up speak nonsense just to lie and lie. Nah, chat, she's not trolling. Global sense? No, she's not trolling. I debated her before. This is what she truly thinks. Now, for the audience, I want you guys to understand that this is a woman that has the need to be right. And she has this need to be right is because she has been indoctrinated by feminism. She doesn't know how to respect authority. She doesn't know how to obey rules. She doesn't know how to obey the meaning of languages. She totally made up her own definition of the word obey. And for the people that's new in here, because we got 500 in here on TikTok now and almost 300 on YouTube. But for the people that's new in here, I want you to understand that I disagreed with her definition of obey first. I debunked it. I said, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I didn't grant it. But then I granted it because I thought that we can move the argument on. But then she makes the definition of obey to mean void of choice. So then I'm like, okay, wait. If it's void of choice, then how can you even be in a like this wouldn't even pertain to a relationship. This would only pertain to something like grape. Because that's void of choice. You know what I'm saying? So she was just making up many lies, false definitions, committing many different logical fallacies, and she got cooked, bro. I'm going to bring some more people up. Let's get some more people up here. And hold up real quick. Since we popping on TikTok right now, we got 500. I don't want to move over to YouTube yet. For the folks on YouTube, Alex and Brenda, going over to TikTok and request to come in. Because the TikTok popping right now. So we're going to bring all the callers up on here. Unruly Jasper, let me get your name and age.
Yeah. I'm Gibson.
Gibson. All right, Gibson. And turn the music down in the back. I'm on YouTube right now, streaming. All right. So what's your age?
24. I'll be 24 in September.
All right. What do you want to debate? We got 3 prompts. Yeah, what do you want to debate?
Okay. Racism.
Is that one of the 3 prompts?
I don't know. I just joined your live, so you should tell me.
Yeah, bro. It's not one of the 3 prompts. You can't read? What the heck is going on? This nigga's... Man. All right, let's get the next caller up, man. All right, that person not ready. All right. We got 3 prompts. First prompt, women should obey their man. If you disagree, come on up. Second prompt, atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of knowledge. If you disagree, come on up. Third prompt, male feminists pander to women to be likable. If you disagree, come on up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me get your name and age.
My name is Silver. I'm 28.
Okay. And what do you want to debate about?
The first one, women should obey their man. I was listening to the debate with the other girl. I don't know her name. But when she was speaking about the definition of obey, that's kind of where I was trying to go off of.
Okay.
Because I do believe that obedience is necessary, but it depends on your meaning of that obedience, or, what authority looks like to that person. So, for example, if obedience to you is one person must submit regardless of their own views, or regardless of, whatever model has been given to them of what obedience looks like, I don't think that you should obey a man regardless of your own internal struggles with that obedience. It's just like the same example of, if I tell you to jump into a river, will you jump into a river? Technically that is obedience, but that's not safety for you. So you have to think about it in that way, right? But if you're looking at obedience in a different aspect, whereas there's like support and leadership and certainty and honoring in both sides, then yes, a woman should obey their man, or women should be obedient to their men, specifically their husband. But in this situation, I feel like you're talking about obedience, period. There is no
Yeah, no, I'm not. So prompt 1 is women should obey their man in a relationship, the man that they choose, the man that they marry. So that's what I'm speaking about. It's under the confinements of a relationship. I'm not saying that women should obey men. I'm saying that women should obey their man.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that, I guess we're saying the same thing. So regardless of men or their man, there's a thing called blind obedience. And the only person that should have blind obedience is God, right? Not man. So women should obey, but with a restriction, because like I gave the example, if my husband were to tell me jump into the river, I'm gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna blindly just jump into.
I'm not saying that women should obey their man always. That's not my claim. My claim isn't always, right? It isn't a monolithic claim saying that women should always obey their man under all conditions. No, but I'm simply saying, generally speaking, right? Women in relationships, currently in modernity, a lot of them tend not to obey their man, and they're in a good relationship with a man. The man isn't abusing them. The man isn't, telling them to do things that will put their life in jeopardy. Generally speaking, that's not the case. Are there exceptions and things like that do happen? For sure, there's exceptions. But generally speaking, women do not experience that generally, right? So since that's the case, if a woman chooses to be in a relationship with a man and she's already doing one of the most ultimate forms of submission, which is having sex with a man, you would say sex for a woman is one of the most ultimate forms of submission outside of submitting to God, correct?
This is true.
Okay. Like on earth, from a physical standpoint, sex would be the most ultimate form of submission. So if she's already doing that most ultimate form of submission, which that would imply her obeying under the confinements of the acts of intimacy, why wouldn't she do a lesser form of submitting to her man and obeying her man, like listening to her man? Hey, honey, I don't want you to wear that. Hey, honey, this is what we doing. Hey, honey, you're not hanging out with those friends anymore. Hey, honey, you know what? Quit your job. I'm going to go ahead and take care of things. Hey, honey, do the dishes. Hey, honey, when I come home at 3 a.m, I expect my food to be warmed up, hot for me. Things like that. Listening, right? Those are minor tasks than having smex with the man. Like having smex with a man is a greater form of submission. So why not do one of those lesser forms of submitting? So that's what I'm speaking about, obey. In a relationship, I'm saying women should obey their man because they're already doing a higher form of obeying, which is having smex.
Right. I hear you and I understand what you're saying. But some points that you said were a little tricky. Right. The example of I want you to wash the dishes. I don't have a problem washing the dishes, but you can meet the wrong person and they will ask you, why can't you wash the dishes? But in your head, you feel like because we're already having schmecks, what's the problem with you doing this other things? Which it takes away from asking. Okay, so it takes away from like this ideology where women have been oppressed for so long and now they have this independence and they want to explore it as much as possible, where yes, I having schmecks is is a choice. It's not
obeying is a choice too.
Right. Exactly. So they're choosing what they want to obey because for so long they've had to obey regardless of the situation, regardless if the man is kind to them, if he's not kind to them, if he's,
exactly. They're choosing what they want to obey to. So women in modernity, they look at obeying. I'll obey to this, but I won't obey to that. So when it's things that they can benefit from, then they want to obey. Obviously, they benefit.
Not necessarily, unless you meet someone who is in the mindset of that. But most of the time, I know that obedience is different for men and obedience is different for women, right? Just like for what a man finds respectful is not the same thing as a woman would find as respect, correct? So, and I think the word obedience is like a little, it's a little bit aggressive. So when women hear the word obey, I think they just think, the first thing they think about is oppression. So that's why a lot of people are gonna probably come in here and just.
Many of them will. So this is a point that me and you would agree on. We wouldn't have a disagreement here. We would agree on that. But okay. It seems that then we agree. And let me ask you a question. Do you think that the man should have the final say in a relationship?
So I'm a Christian. and I'm learning my faith, so I do understand that the man is the head of the house. Now, of course, you cannot have a blind head. So if
we don't have to speak about any of like all of those things. I'm just saying,
yes,
should the man have the final say in a relationship?
Final say?
Yeah.
See, mentally, I know that yes, he should, because that's how.
Like without catastrophizing, should the man have the final say?
Yes.
Okay.
But women are not gonna let men have the final say.
You said, but women aren't. Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, thanks for coming up, and let me get to the next caller.
No problem.
All right. Let me get your name, age, and what do you want to debate?
Cooley, can you hear me?
Yep. Name and age. Were you Alex over on YouTube?
Yes.
All right. Turn on your camera for me.
All right. I will. Hold on. How do I turn on the camera? Wait, man. I'm trying to find out. First time in TikTok. I don't know how to turn on the camera. Okay. I found it. All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you. Okay. All right, man. And thanks for coming up. Let me get your name and age.
My name is Alex. I'm 33.
Okay. And
33. Yep.
All right, Alex. You said Alexa.
Yep.
No, Alex. Okay.
Alex.
Alex. Yep. Okay, Alex. And age?
33.
Okay. And what prompt do you want to debate?
All right. I did send you a message. I'm not going to debate on that prompt, but I'm going to debate on something that I disagree what you say. On women being promiscuous, and you did mention that women is the supply, man is the demand. So supply, demand. But how come children are getting raped if they are not revealing anything?
Hey, Alex, we on TikTok, man. You got to censor your words.
Oh, sorry, grape. Sorry.
All right.
Cody.
Yep. All right. So I'm not really following what you're saying. So you're saying that in regards to women being promiscuous, you're saying that women are the supply and men are the demand. And then you said, why are women getting raped? I'm not following. What do you mean?
Okay. You got that first part. All right. But you did mention that, which is
You said
easier.
I mentioned this?
Yes. Wait. You will agree. Hold on. I'll give you the context.
Okay. Yeah. What's the context? What are you talking about?
You mentioned that about OF. All right.
Okay.
So you say, which is easier to stop? Is it the supply or the demand? All right.
Correct.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, and if you say that, because there are cases where children are getting grape, GRAPE. All right. So how does that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because children, they don't do anything, but still they become a victim. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're saying that under the supply and demand analogy, you're saying that that wouldn't correlate to, P file. And that's what basically that is.
Yeah. But so since being said that,
so I'll give you an answer.
The analogy is contradicting.
No, it isn't. I'll give you an answer. So you have to learn how to contextualize why I gave the analogy to something, right? So if it's the case that we're having a conversation and we're speaking about OF models, and my take is, well, we should go ahead and ban these adult industries and websites and stuff like that. We should just shut it down. And the person that I was debating against, they said that, well, no, we shouldn't shut it down. Because, if we shut it down, people are still going to go ahead and do it in other ways or whatever it may be. And then I go ahead and make my argument and give an analogy. Well, what's easier? Is it easier to get rid of the supply or get rid of the demand? The demand is a desire within men to be attracted to women sexually. You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
yeah, I get you.
That's not anything that you can get rid of. Like men's desire of smex is not a thing that you can. What are you going to do? Tie men up create this machine to extract the sexual thoughts out of their head? No, you can't get rid of that demand. So what I'm saying is, in other ways, you can kind of decrease the demand by creating a society that's prioritizing different values, like Christian values, like, okay, well, you should get married before you have sex, like embodying different values that can decrease this, the urge of men wanting to, want to do these things. But I think that may decrease it a little bit. But if you look at statistics, most of the guys that subscribe to these OF models are men that's married and religious dudes. So even that isn't there. It's not really anything that we can control, this desire. So let me lay my plane. So I'm simply saying that it's much easier to get rid of the supply, because we created these websites. We created the ability for women to go online and to, do these things. We can go ahead and shut that down. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to totally stop it. No, people are going to still do things illegally. Like if we ban a drug, well, do people stop doing those drugs? No, people, break the law and they find a way to do the drugs anyway. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So this is how it would still correlate to the P file. It would still correlate over there as well, is because we still can't stop these guys from having this desire. But what we can do is protect the children.
How do you protect when it's still happening? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
No, okay, wait.
Most of the time, and I'm only going to honor this for a while because it's a very sensitive convo, and we're on TikTok speaking about these sensitive conversations. And I don't want to get the stream banned.
I appreciate you, Cody.
When I'm speaking about protect children, well, that's what we should prioritize. Well, a lot of the times where the instances of grape and P-file that's happening, it's when, by a single mother homes, those instances go up because there's no father in a home to protect the children. You get what I'm saying? So if we, have more nuclear families and have the father and the mother in the home, we would see that the cases of that happening goes down, because a lot of the P-file happens from, boyfriends, the mother's boyfriend,
lack of masculine,
the lack of discipline in a household where the children is in a precarious situation, maybe staying over a friend's house or an uncle's or an aunt's house, and then something happens. So no, we need to protect the children. So the analogy still correlates over to that as well. Like, what's easier to get rid of is the supply, the demand. Like, it's like this, bro. How are you going to tell people to stop being gay? Like, you can't tell people to stop being gay. It's like, bro, they're attracted to the same sex. If he's gay, he's gay.
Yeah, correct.
You get what I'm saying? But anyways, man, good question, bro. Let me get the next call.
Thank you so much, Cooley. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And sorry, chat. This is a guy that he watches the channel, and he's been waiting for mad long. So I brung him up. And he just had a question that was about a topic from like 3 months ago, bro, which he didn't understand. So I gave him some clarity. Oh, we got YP. I just accepted your request to come up. So if you want to come on up, YP. Again, if anyone else that wants to join Open Panel Debate Night, we got 3 prompts. First prompt is women should obey their man. Second prompt is atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of knowledge. Third prompt is male feminists pander to women to be likable. Let's go. Let's go. While I'm waiting, let me get to somebody's super chat. So anybody that wants to come up via TikTok, just request to come on up. And also, I've already been streaming for almost 3 hours. So we can debate about anything you want now. So we can do these 3 prompts or anything else. So if you watch any of my content and you have any disagreements or a point of contention with anything that I've ever said, come on up, request to come up via TikTok, and I got you. On YouTube, you guys can request to come on up as well. Just click the first link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. I got you as well. All right, let me get to some of these super chats because they were piling up back here on a YouTube side. We got Dana Gonzalez. She sends him $5. She says, just supporting, always enjoying being in here. Appreciate you, Dana. We got the Fallen One says, what Dana said. Okay, appreciate the support. Who else we got in here? We got Gavin Freeman sending in $5. He says, you've been getting a lot of disobedient callers not debating the prompts. Shaking my head. Yeah, man, that's true. And a lot of them been men. You only had like 3 chicks call in, so. Yeah, YP was coming up again. I don't know if he there. Where you at, YP? Get the next caller up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
I am Motivation Mar. I'm 35. Just recently turned 35 on the 13th.
Man, you 13? You got to get out of here, bro. What? Got to be 18. You got to be 18 and come on up. Brett said, I'm Media Mar. I'm 13. Like, what? You're a kid. Why are you watching? Why are you watching me, bro? Where are your parents? Where's your parents, man? Yo, are you 13?
You must have didn't hear me right. I said I'm 35. If you look at my page, you see this one-legged guy that's 35 years old, bro. I said my birthday was May 13th.
Oh, okay.
Recently turned 35.
This nigga giving his whole birthday. Nigga, I didn't ask you for your social security or your birthday. Just say
I ain't say all that. But
all right, fair enough, man. What do you want to debate?
More of a question because I like I like everything you're saying, but it's like it's hard to get women to listen. You know, I'm a father. I just got out of a relationship that was really, really toxic where I tried to be the man of kids that weren't mine while trying to co-parent with my own son's mother. And, like even what you're saying about the atheist thing, like when you're someone that's spiritual, like you can't get with someone that's not on the same level as you mentally, and it's like, how do we get your lover to, men is different from women. So how would it be able to get a woman to even hear you out? Especially even hear you out, obey or hear you out. Yes.
Okay. So your question is, let me make sure I got it right. And I'm only going to answer your question because, I guess I'm being nice right now, but it's debate night. So I'm going to answer this and then I got to get some people up here to debate. Okay. So your question is, well, it seems to be a little hard currently in modernity to get these women, these modern women, to obey men. And I would agree, but you're looking at things wrong. It's not, do we have to get a woman to obey? No, you shouldn't have to negotiate with a woman to listen to you and comply and follow your lead. That's not a thing that you should have to do. You shouldn't accept women like that. So the truth is, you do not accept women that do not obey. You only accept women that do obey. Right?
Right.
So that's how you work. Now, what's some other areas how you can self-improve to attract a woman that wants to obey you? Well, it would just be, like I said, self-improvement. So you're a man. And,
self-respect,
men,
right.
I like to make this analogy. We're Saiyans. You know how Saiyans, if you ever watch Dragon Ball Z.
Big Super Saiyan fan.
There's different there's levels to things. So the more you train, you increase your power level, you increase your skill ability, you increase your Kai, right? So you increase your ability to become stronger to win future battles. And that's what men are. So I'm just saying, as a man, you have to go out there and self-improve. We already know what women are attracted to.
That.
Right? Women are attracted.
I get what you're saying, though.
So real quick, let me lay my plane.
My life is different because I'm disabled. Like, if you look at my page, that's why I call myself, I have a fake leg. Like,
even if you disabled,
I'm the strongest you will ever meet, bro. Like,
even if you disabled,
I don't let this shit affect me.
I got a friend that's disabled. He's missing a leg. I got a friend that's disabled. So trust me, I know. What I'm saying is, even if you disabled, put it like this: men that are 5'5", women look at those men like they're disabled. So even if the man doesn't meet her height requirement, she's already looking at the man like he's disabled, because women have height requirements. They have height preferences. So even if it's the case, like someone under your situation where you are disabled, you can still develop yourself in other areas that would be attractive to women, which would be, well, what are women attracted to? Their attraction triggers, remove contains,
what was that?
Themes that some may, I just got a request to remove you, I guess. Or TikTok was trying to remove you. I'm not sure why. It could be maybe something in the background. Just stay right there. Don't really put this. Man. I don't know what it is, but stay right there. It could be something like that. But they was trying to get me to like block you or something just now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. But even if it's the case under your situation and you're like, listen, man, I'm in a situation where I'm missing a leg, I'm disabled. So, you know, what can I do? You can get in the gym, you can work more, you can work out more, you can get bigger, you can get stronger.
I do all that.
Okay, even if you do all of that, other things that you can do is, well, we know that women like to feel a vibe and feel a connection with the guy. So women like men that are charismatic, right? So this is having the ability to convey yourself in a way where you can make the woman feel safe and also create a vibe where it's comfortable and she's laughing and enjoying an experience with you. And this is all going to come from personality and what we would call it back in the 90s, it's where I'm from, the 80s, game. Having the ability of game. And game is going to come from knowing that you are the head and the woman isn't coming into the relationship to build some sort of vibe with you. She's looking for you to create the vibe. So you got to know that, listen, women don't like when you speak direct. They don't like it. They don't really like direct speaking. They also don't like if you don't know how to make a decision. So you have to know that you got to not be direct, but you also have to be decisive enough where it doesn't come off as if you are direct. You get what I'm saying? And this is going to come with practice, which means that you got to speak to more chicks. You got to get out there, even if you get rejected.
I'm not trying to say I don't get chicks. I just feel like I get the wrong chicks. Like I have not, like I've met plenty of women. I'm not trying to like boost my ego or nothing like that. Like that's not my problem. It's meeting a good woman. It's meeting a woman with the right mental on their head. Someone that actually wants a family structure. Someone that wants to let the man lead.
I'll be honest with you. Look, I'll give you some key things real quick. I got you. I'll give you some key things real quick, which is going to take work. But if you do it, you will have more options. Because the thing is you're saying that the options that you're getting are not good options. So I'm saying that, well, you need to self-improve so you can get more options. And how do you get more options? Let's just think about if you had no legs. Let's say you had no legs, right? You got no legs. Mm-hmm. But let's say that you was driving a Lamborghini. Do you think that you driving a Lamborghini would increase your options and you missing the other leg?
No. I don't think a car
then you don't understand real quick. Then you don't understand women.
High class hoes, but not like a wife.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, listen, I get what you're saying. I'm talking about options. I know you're talking about valuable options, but how can you get a valuable options if you don't increase your options?
Well, like I said, I mean, if you look at my page, I've rented Lamborghinis. I've did the music thing. I've
renting is different than owning.
Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, well, it's just an Audi A4. So what's the difference?
With an Audi, bro, an Audi is much different than a Lambo. What I'm simply saying here is this, young fella. I'm simply saying this. Women are hypergamous. So since you know that they are hypergamous, they want a quality man, the best man that they can find. If you know that you're already coming into this with a situation where they're already going to look at you differently because you are disabled, then therefore you need to get bigger, more muscles. If your biceps is right now, you need to get bigger biceps. They need to be bigger.
Okay, bro.
Another thing, you need to make more money. That's another thing you need to do. So I use the example of a Lamborghini just means that get more money and maybe get more status. So become an all-rounded, better individual, financially, mentally, spiritually, and physically, then you will attract more women. Now, if you are attracting more women, then it's coming upon you to have discernment to discern which woman embodies the values that you really want. But first, you just need more options, bro.
That's the question. I have a lot. I have the options. It's sometimes it's overbearing. Sometimes when you
Okay, so you're telling me you already got a whole lot of options, but you don't know how to discern which woman is valuable or not?
Yes, and I've been on a shit ton of dates, excuse my French, and it's like the mental, man, it's like I even play possum to pretend like I don't have a lot of money. But sometimes, like you said, the materialistic things it's obvious. You know what I mean? It's obvious that I got bread. You know what I mean? And at my age that I own a house and just all the things that I have done to achieve the lifestyle that I have, to accomplish the things that I have. Like you saying, no legs, dude, I've been paralyzed. Manhood not working. 2012, I was paralyzed for a whole year, bro, and went to prison. I didn't change my whole life. But like I said, in the world that we live in 2026, a lot of women, they don't want the family structure. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want love, man. They don't. Like
a lot of
what
women.
You're saying, it agrees with if I want to go, if I want to just get some yams every day, of course.
Yeah. So listen to what I'm saying.
Yourself, that's totally different.
I get it.
Like,
listen,
you got like
a black pill mindset, like a mindset like you just want to like give up. So no, there's hope out there. You don't have to give up. What I'm saying is, if you already got options as a man, I'll grant it to you. I'm not trying to debate you on what you're saying you have or not. I believe you actually, right? You got options of, women that want to go out on dates with you and want to link with you for smacks or whatever it may be. But these chicks are incomplete. These chicks do not want to comply. They don't want to get on program and be a dutiful woman in a relationship. I get that. I'm just saying that then the women that you're attracting comes from how you are as a man. That's the other thing. So you have to
presenting myself
real quick. You got to be aware of that. And then I got to get some more people up here for it to actually debate. So I'll tell you this. If it's the case that the only women that you are attracting are women that are 304s and they don't want a family or any true commitment, then it has to do with the women that you are approaching. One, because I would say that men pitch themselves, women advertise themselves. So if you are pitching yourself to women, approaching women, either sliding in DMs or pulling up in your whip, however you do it, the women that you are choosing to approach are not, modest, traditional women that would be conducive for a relationship. So you have to self-reflect and think, well, why am I choosing to approach these type of women? What's going on with me internally that I'm choosing to go after these women? Because there are women that are traditional men that would get on your program and follow your lead. So I would just say, you do some self-reflecting, look at the values that you embody, because we choose to accept and attract who we are. I repeat, we choose as human beings, we choose to accept and attract who we are. So the values that you embody, right? You normally same things with them. You got tattoos, you're probably going to accept a woman that has tattoos. But scars are attractive on a man. Scars necessarily isn't attractive on women. Because normally when people get tattoos, generally speaking, not all, but they're normally going through something. And I'm like, I'm going through some pain, tat that on me. You get what I'm saying? And you don't want a traumatized woman. And normally a lot of women that have tattoos, they've been through some trauma. Now, are there exceptions? There's women that just like to do it for art. Yes, there are. But there's a lot of them that do it because they've been through some stuff. So I'm just saying that I seen the tattoos on you. So I'm saying that, well, you probably talk to chicks that got tattoos, right?
I mean, some of them.
Exactly. So look, you choosing chicks that embodies the wrong values. But listen, man, good conversation, bro. Let me get some more callers up. And blessings to you, man. Keep shining, brother.
Peace and blessings, bro.
All right, chat. Let's get to these debates. For everybody on YouTube, get the likes up. All right. Let's see who we got up next. Xandal. Turn on your camera.
That's not possible.
Yo, Xandal, turn on your camera. Witkid, wait, who in the chat right now? Let me see. Mods, Dana. Members and mods. Xandal is up here and she doesn't want to turn on her camera. Should I keep her up?
I wanted to talk to the trauma dumper boy.
Oh, dang. He left already. My bad. What were you going to say to him? I'm sure he's listening. Go ahead. I'll give you a few seconds to.
If you're listening,
yeah, go ahead.
The way you approach this, if you talk to women like that, of course you don't attract the right women. Who cares about a freaking Lambo? The women who care for a rented Lambo, that's not the women who's gonna let you lead. What is that?
Well, yeah, first, we were kind of speaking past one another. So I thought he said that he didn't have enough options. So that's why I was saying, well, all right, well, you need to self-improve so at least you can get more options. Then he said that, no, he has options. So then I said, okay, well, if you got options, that's you choosing, because women don't approach you. You approach these women. So you're choosing to approach women that are promiscuous and 304s and not traditional. So you got to think about why you're choosing to approach those type of women. It normally has to do with something internally going on with you, which is why you're attracted to women like that, which is why I gave the analogy of him having tattoos, and he's attracted to women that has tattoos, which would infer that, well, there's going to be a difference between a man getting tattoos and women getting tattoos. Normally we get it for different reasons.
It's not just that. It's he don't seem like a man who can lead a woman. His whole personality is, I'm disabled, I'm a victim, women don't want me.
I see what you're saying.
Who cares for that? Who wants to hear that? If you approach a woman like that, what is she expecting from you? She has to care for you.
I wouldn't put that on him. I would say that he was having the conversation with me. So he was expressing his personal situation and being maybe a little vulnerable over the call with me as a man. But if he has options like that, as he's saying, let's just grant it, that's true. He's probably not doing that around women because he wouldn't have those options.
He wanted to impress you. That's it. He ain't got no options. If it's options, then it's sorry. The whole chat was saying, dude, get a haircut. Wash your beard. Look professional. Of course you're attracting women that is not what you trying to get,
Yeah, most likely so. But all right, Xandal. Next time, just you can write in a chat, and if you say that you want to speak to him since you're a member, I'll just keep him up so you could have spoke to him.
You never read the chat. You're distracted.
If you send a super chat, I'll read it.
Yeah, in 2 hours.
But all right, peace.
Okay, bye.
Let's see who else we got up here. All right, come on, man, let's debate. Who wants to smoke? Let's see who's viewing right now. We got Cheyenne, Chat GPT Tiana, Chat GPT Tiana. We got Seth. We got Maurice, Lindsay, Leo Girl, Mario. We got a lot of people. DJ, J. Cole, Yash. I know some folks disagree with one of these prompts. Should Women should obey their man. I know a lot of people disagree with that. But let's get some feminists up here too, and some atheists. So any atheists and feminists up here, click the link that's pinned in the YouTube description. Come on up. Or if you're on TikTok, just request to come on up. All right, I think I got some super chats that I missed. So let me get to these real quick via YouTube. But everybody on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, man. It's a much better experience. The audio is better. The visuals is better. Like, I don't got this just choppy background. It's like an actual studio. Yeah, man, it's just a better experience. So that's on YouTube. No Fugazee podcast on YouTube. So the same as the TikTok name that's the same for the YouTube name. Let's see what we got. All right. Did I miss any super chats? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, I did. Let's see. Only missed a few of them. We got Juan Martinez. He didn't gift any memberships. Juan Martinez, shouts out to you, man. He became a member at the Hitman tier for 15 months.
No Fugazi.
Appreciate you, man. He says, we got about 100 plus gay ninjas in the chat. If you don't like the stream, you are...
They, them, energy.
I agree with you, Juan. I agree. And a lot of those people came over probably because I don't know where they came from, but I know we had that transgender person that wanted to debate, but then he left. But if you're watching right now, bro, and you want to debate, come up. You can come up via YouTube or TikTok if you want, whichever one. You'll be the first one. So if you're here listening, Brandon, then come up. We got just my 4 cents sends in $2. Says math uses symbols, not words. Oh yeah, that's when I was debating that atheist. Yeah, facts. Stupid. We got BB sending in $10. He says, does a happy wife equals happy life for husband? Usually not. I mean, if the wife is happy, that's good. And the man could be happy too. But if the man is, suffering to make his wife happy, which normally that's the case, then he's not living a happy life. We got K. Anthony sending in 5. He says, she is not even worth entertaining at this point. We have free will and we have choice to obey. We have choice to obey. We have choice to obey. End this madness. Yet, I'll be honest with you, K. Anthony. The only reason why I had her up because that conversation was bringing in so many viewers on TikTok. I was like, you know what? There's no way she can defeat me. She's committing all of these logical fallacies. She's making a fool of herself. So I'm like, the audience is very entertained. Let me go ahead and keep her up and let's milk this. Sometimes you gotta, as a content creator, you gotta know who you gonna milk and who you not gonna milk. You feel what I'm saying? Pause. But you understand you get the analogy. Like some of these debaters that come up, some of these people that come up and want to debate me, they're so low IQ, but they're entertaining enough where you can milk them for the views. Like, okay, I'll just milk this. But then there's other people where it's like, they're not even entertaining enough to milk. So it's like, let me just move on. So I'll tell you this, even though she was dumb, she was entertaining. And as a content creator, we are here to entertain. Like that's rule number 1. If you're not entertaining, then no one's going to watch you. You can be right. You can have all the facts. But like, if you're not delivering things in a certain way and creating a, content that's entertaining, then they're just not going to listen, man. We got K. Anthony again says, we are losing brain cells. How much to kick? Oh, yeah, man. You definitely can pay to kick someone. Actually, I didn't think of that. K. Anthony 05. Forgot. I gotta put that in the description. $50 to kick someone off. Yep, that's what we'll do. I'll make sure I have that in the YouTube description so all the folks on YouTube knows and they're fully aware of how you can kick someone off and what it costs to kick someone off. All right, let's bring up this caller. Sasha, I just accepted you to come up, but you're not ready, so let me know when you're ready. We got K. Anthony again says, it wasn't fun for us. Yeah, man, I know. Let's see. K. Anthony again sending in $5. He says, I got you. It was assuming for maybe 10 minutes, but then it quickly got annoying. Oh, it was amusing for maybe 10 minutes, but then yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was annoyed too. But I don't show it because I'm not feminine. So like you guys don't understand, like some people that I'll be debating, yeah, do I have the feeling of being annoyed? Yeah, but you normally don't see it because I don't express it outwardly. I'll still be patient. I'll allow them to speak. Right? But then there's other moments where, yeah, it gets so bad. Maybe I do express it. Where you at? Okay, yeah, I think that's all the super chats for right now. Wait, did I? Oh no, ML Raw sends him $5. He says, I don't know how you do it. I would need Tylenol. Appreciate you, man. All right, again, open panel debate night. Last request, because I've been streaming for 3 hours. So last request, anyone that wants to come up and join open panel debate night, we got 3 prompts. First prompt, women should obey their man. Second prompt, atheists cannot give an account for the possibility of knowledge. Third prompt, male feminists pander to women to be likable. Last call. We got Lindsay. I see you on YouTube. Turn on your camera. And I'll bring you on up. The folks on TikTok, what I want you to do is come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch the live via YouTube. It's a much better experience. Lancey, I see you backstage on YouTube. It was dark. I see you turning your camera, but it was still black. I'm not going to bring you up unless you turn on your camera via YouTube. Y'all need a cut, yo. I'm rugged right now, chat. I'm rugged. But the difference between me and you is that I'm rugged on purpose because I cut my own hair. I don't allow another man to touch my head, right? So when you see me with the shape up be fresh, you see the fade be crispy, the beard be shaped up nice and oiled and glistening. I do all of that myself. I don't allow another man to pamper me and make me look good. If you do that, you gay. How you sitting in a chair allowing another man to give you a shape up and he this close to your lip, but he this close to your lip and he focused like with gentle hands. You allowing another man to have gentle hands on you? Gay. Gay. Homosexual, right? So I'm rugged by choice. You dudes be rugged because you don't have a choice. You can't afford to get your hair cut, which I don't recommend. You don't have the skill to cut your own hair. And right now, y'all like, man, all the fellas in the chat, man, Cooley, shut up. It's jokes, chat. It's jokes. Calm down. It's jokes. But I am serious. I do cut my own hair. And I am rugged by choice. And you dudes are not rugged by choice. You rugged because you got to wait until you get your paycheck to then go to the barber to cut your head. To get that haircut. Now, I can cut my own hair. All right, enough of the rant. YouTube is where I found his channel. All right. You gotta be trolling. Yeah, I was trolling. But I'm not trolling about me cutting my own hair. I was trolling about it being gay, of course. It's called jokes, bro. You guys are too sensitive. He not feminine? Y'all really thought I was serious? Yo, people on TikTok is funny. Let's see. No. All right. So we got nobody coming up here, man. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up stream. Appreciate all of you. And we still got, hundreds of people watching on TikTok. So shouts out to y'all. We got hundreds of people watching on YouTube as well. So shouts out to y'all. Reason, I see you backstage, but man, you ain't really got nothing good, bro. And it's late. You should have came up earlier, bro. I would have entertained it. But we have a full panel dating and relationship show this Saturday. It's going to be live via YouTube. So all the TikTok folks, I need you to go on over to YouTube, subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified of when I go live. TikTok don't pay anything. If you really support me and rock with me, come on over to YouTube, subscribe so I can get my viewership up on YouTube. TikTok trash. They don't pay you. YouTube is where it's at. These people be having all these TikTok, I'll take it back. Let me elaborate. TikTok pays you if you make kid content or if you are a liberal. Yeah, they'll pay you. Like, you can make content and you'll get paid, pandering to women. But if you make content like that I make, speaking the truth, I'm not politically correct, you don't get paid. They banned most of my streams. The TikTok video, I got over 200,000 something followers on TikTok. Every time I post, my post never qualifies to be viewed by the mass public. It's always ineligible for monetization and ineligible for, most audiences. But tune in this Saturday, full panel dating show. I think we got about, maybe 5 to 7 girls coming. So it's going to be a dope show. We're going live at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Without further ado, this podcast is No Fugazi. Appreciate y'all, man. Get the likes up too. Let's go. And y'all see the suit too, man. Listen, new studio, new podcast by the spirit, not by the letter. Bro, we can go verse for verse all day long. Doing new things. Men are okay with understanding the reality that we are in competition with one another. But you ladies think that you're special. You are in comfort. Men are men of their word. So here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we could box. I'm about my business. So remember, I said, when I ask you these questions, I will dismantle your entire argument. That's the end of the debate, my dog.
I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39.
Belly.
Yeah.
You look 39. It's okay, though. That man isn't intimidated by a woman like you. He's annoyed by a woman like you. Because a man doesn't want to date a